pants!
Hello, and welcome to the Saladcast on Sunday, the 21st of June, 2026. I'm your host, Dan Train. Joining me today, Zachary Burgess.
Everybody longest fans.
And Robert Kemp.
This episode of the Happy Salad Saladcast is brought to you by Wide Open Windows.
Yes.
And the letter F.
But it's going to get to where it's hotter outside than in, so you want to keep them closed, but not yet.
Yes,
right?
that was part of yesterday. I had that situation going on where I was like, I'm just going to, the windows can stay open, I'll just keep the curtains closed, like a middle tier.
We're like...
Yeah, that's good. Stop the greenhouse effect.
Yeah, it's pretty much shut everything up in the morning, open it up sort of late afternoon, keep the light out, live in darkness, hermit up.
Yeah.
Hermit up. That's what the summer's all about.
Yeah, welcome to Rob's annual lethargy arc. Like, it's just... it just immediately makes me feel awful. I just do not feel right when the weather's how it's been, hot and humid and heavy. Even yesterday when it wasn't super hot, the air was still heavy, and I just don't feel right.
And you go running through the thick air as well.
I mean, I haven't been. I've kind of put more of a stance on it this year to be like, to hell with this.
Yeah.
Because it has just been, it's not even been that bad. The weather warning is about to happen, right?
Right, exactly.
Ugh.
It's going to get soupy.
I'm not made for the hot and heavy.
No. Everyone's conversation turning to air conditioning. Let's destroy the planet even further.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, people I work with have been talking about, I'm going to get some aircon fitted. Are you actually?
I was thinking about it during the winter, but then I never got around to it. And then I thought, well, by the time it's summer, it's too late.
It's my room of the house is almost the most, it's the least effective in terms of cooling the house. But it would probably be the most valuable to me because it's the best wall to put something on, but also it would just keep this little office cool, and that's where I spend most of my time.
Yeah, does your office get the most sun? Do you think?
Yeah,
I don't know. Which way is it facing?
Yeah, it's kind of it is kind of south facing. Sort of southeast.
Can't be that,
I suppose.
South facing. It's not that differently aligned to my house. I wouldn't have said.
It's somewhat southeasterly, so it gets all the morning sun, and then it goes around to the side of the house to set. And that side is still, it's still that wall is still where my office is. So yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I don't think anyone thinks of that particular... Well, I suppose some architects probably think of that when they're planning houses, but most people don't, I'd imagine.
Maybe in modern housing estates, they probably might think about that a bit more.
Maybe.
Where they choose where to build the houses and the roads.
Well, that's probably where they think about it the least. Because isn't it modern housing estate idea, just cram as many houses as we possibly can?
Yeah, but you can still align them to the cardinal directions so that at least, one side of the house gets the best sunlight and the rest don't.
I'm saying you could. I'm just sort of, I'm not in disagreement that you could. I don't think they would. Because what about the houses on the other side of the road?
Well, then their back windows get the good sunlight. It's what? If they're still on the same road.
But they don't reverse the house design for the other side of the road, do they? It's not like they
yes, but it's not backwards. Modern houses also don't have windows on every side anyway.
Well, sure. Yeah. Tends to be front and back only. From the front to the back.
So is it relatively cool in your living room then? I guess.
No.
Is that better? Oh, no.
Because that's exactly. Also on that wall that gets the afternoon sun.
Right.
So that's pretty stuffy. And it's where the light all comes in, in the afternoon. So curtains are drawn in the afternoon to stop the light heating things up. But then if the curtains are drawn, there's no airflow. But it's a bit of a problem in this place. It's just not. It's not super well ventilated for dealing with the heat. It's great in winter. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a great design for keeping things warm, but
Yeah,
it's not.
I mean, that's
not
what it's designed for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good design for keeping things cool. Unfortunately, it's good for bills, but not for thrills.
It won't be good for bills if you do get air conditioning.
That's what I mean.
No.
That's the problem with that. It's like, okay, you get it, and then it's really expensive.
But if as part of my aircon install, I invest in solar, use the solar to power the aircon, and it's hopefully net zero.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you'll definitely have more solar power when you need the aircon, right?
Exactly.
That makes sense. And you can charge your car with the solar as well.
Indeed.
It all comes together.
Although I would, if I could set like a precedence rule for how energy is distributed through the house, aircon would win at the time.
Aircon would always win, even if you can't actually drive anywhere. It's just at least I'm cool.
Give me that aircon.
But you don't need both of those at the same time. Unfortunately, you do need to charge the car while you're not driving it. But
Yeah, but hopefully at night when the car charges, don't need the aircon as much because you've cooled the house to a relative level. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you'd have the batteries to, anyway. Which might not be full because you've been burning it on aircon all day. I don't know. I don't know. Options to make me slightly less sleepy and useless. My brain just turns off. Like I just don't get sensible work done.
Just go into brain fog mode.
Yeah. I'm highly considering, and hear me out on this, going to an office for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I know. I know.
They do have aircon.
Almost worth it. Well, it's definitely, you need a bit of relief, basically. So.
Well, I mean, a bit of relief for me is going for a drive. Just burn that aircon in the car. Because that's quite nice. That's quite a pleasant place to be.
Yeah, makes sense. Aircon in the car, then aircon in the office, then aircon in the car on the way back, and then suffer.
That con life.
Yeah. Chasing that con life.
Coming back to my intro there, like when I said brought to you by the letter F, it's like it only just sort of occurred to me that's like Sesame Street, like for all those years, was just setting you up for the horror of like pre-show advertisements and sponsorship deals. And this episode of Sesame Street was brought to you by the number 4 and the letter W, T, and F.
I think presumably that always was more pervasive in America, where Sesame Street is made, right?
Yeah,
the whole brought to you by thing.
Yeah, it just sort of occurred to me that it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it was, wasn't it? It's a sponsorship deal training.
Yeah. Well, it was a joke on sponsorship deals.
It's probably the opposite way around. They were like, everyone else was probably putting cigarette ads at the start of their cartoons. Exactly. So let's just have Sesame Street be nice and educational instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the Grouch, like, brought to you by Marlboro. Smoked camel in the can. Hey, kids.
I would put Oscar the Grouch in a cigarette advert. That would... Not that they're allowed anymore.
Is Laramies a real brand, or is that that's the Simpsons, isn't it?
I don't even know. I think it is just a fictional brand in The Simpsons. Yeah. It could be real for all I know.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, it is fake, isn't it? Yeah.
Just Cookie Monster, just go, Benson and Hedges, nom nom nom. Just eating them. Not even swearing, just eating them. Delicious filter.
That can't be good for you.
Probably not.
Tobacco, okay, maybe it's organic, but don't eat the filters. It would definitely be bad.
It's organic.
It's organic.
Yeah, so anyway. Also, don't go to Asda in Ipswich, apparently, at the moment. That was a... It was like the end of days. There were so few stuff on shelves. Like if you wanted to get some alternative milk, you were shit out of luck.
What happened?
Just,
Having supply chain issues or something?
Yeah, I kind of what's going on? So I had to kind of look it up. Like this seems really bad. Like not just a little bit bad, but really bad. And it's like, okay, apparently they have had some sort of remodeling work approved, and maybe their prep work for it is just to empty shelves. I don't know. It's not helpful if you're there.
The maddest thing I ever saw was going to a big Sainsbury's in London, like one day before lockdown. It was literally like a zombie apocalypse. I remember walking around being like, it was so mad.
Was there someone like just sort of in the loo roll?
Everyone was trying to stay away from each other, which was ridiculous because the place was packed with people trying to stock up.
Get away from me!
It was so weird.
Stay back!
And
this bog roll is mine.
Well, exactly. The bog roll, that was gone. Yeah, at that point. But all the crisps were gone except no one wanted to take Salt and Shake. What's wrong with Salt and Shake? What's wrong with that? I got the Salt Shake, and then the soap, of course.
Salt Shake.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why they left those. I was having those, and then. All the liquid soap was gone, but for some reason people didn't take bar soap. Like, what's wrong with bar soap? It's still soap. It was so stupid. It was such a weird experience. Anyway, the whole of COVID was weird, but that was the maddest zombie apocalypse thing I'd ever been in. I think that's Sainsbury's.
Surely bar soap is more efficient soap.
Yeah, surely. But literally, the entire aisle of liquid soap was gone, and there was plenty of bar soap. It's like, what is... Do not understand.
I mean, I don't use bar soap in the shower, but it's absolutely fine for, your sinks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it lasts ages. I suppose it is kind of annoying when you get the little slivery bit at the end.
Yeah, but I guess it's like...
You need it to be a little
choose to chuck the sliver?
Yeah.
Basically.
Can you make it a little bit like plasticine and just slap it on and mould it into the next bar?
People do that, right, don't they? Yeah.
Sometimes you can. Or you just do the extremely the old person technique of just save all the slivers in a drawer and then melt them down eventually.
Yeah.
Just reform them into a new bar.
Super thrifty.
And then smoke it.
The Tyler Durden technique.
Yeah. Smoking a soap bar.
Well, I'm guessing Asda just missed a shipment or something.
Yeah, I guess. Or they were just severely understaffed or something. They just hadn't been able to put stuff out. But yeah, it was kind of weird. It looked very odd. And just to piss me off even more, once I'd finished my shop, I got one of those we're just going to do a random check of your stuff to make sure you're not stealing anything, which it's annoying. There's a 50% chance of getting them or something ridiculous whenever I go. We're just going to check your shopping and just have to wait for someone and then have them boop half your shopping themselves. And it's what was the point in all of this self-serving malarkey if you're going to do that? And then I go up to I pay for it all, and I go up to the exit gate, and the exit gate won't open. So I'm I can't get out. I cannot leave your store. I'm here forever. And so someone eventually walks over and just shoves it, which it clearly didn't like. Because it's got these the ones near me, they've got these. They're not doors that open inwards or outwards. They're they slide horizontally, and are made of acetate, and they so they use lights into the shining into the acetate to make the edges go green or red to show you whether they're opening or not. But so someone just wandered over and shoved them. They go red and angry, and it's I'm leaving now. Your systems don't work, Asda.
Sort it out, Asda.
And it signs me out of the goddamn apps for my Asda rewards card, or if they've run out of scan and go handsets, which is all the time. So you use your phone to do it, and which is less convenient. But the app is constantly signing you out, which sucks as well. And then, because almost every time I try and sign back in, it goes, "No, that's not your password." And then I go look it up, and I'm like, "It damn well is my password." Screw you. And on the third attempt, it goes, "Oh yeah."
I mean, that seems very dodgy.
Yeah. They've been man in the middle somewhere to just steal my Asda password. I mean, good luck stealing my points. You might get 84 pence.
I mean, it adds up.
Every little helps of like hacking everyone's Asda account.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Tesco's. Tesco's are hacking Asda. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant. It's my house grouse and shopping stropping over.
Shopping stropping. You got any shopping stropping, Zach?
No, nothing's going on this time.
Not even house grass?
Nope.
Wow.
I mean, that water main near us burst again. Again. The ongoing saga of Anglian Water unable to fix anything.
Well, it did look like they were preparing to do work down there again, but it didn't seem to have burst the last time I walked past. So I assumed that it burst after they started doing work, which is what happened the previous times.
Well, yeah, we had
like as soon as they interfere with the water pressure, something else breaks in the facility.
Something like I'm guessing that's what happened. Yeah, because the water pressure in the house dropped a fair bit. Not enough to cause us any real problems this time, fortunately. But yeah, water pressure was down. So I looked it up and they were like, yeah, something broke. Something broke. State of the country, eh?
State of the country. What's going on?
What's going
Have a new
on?
Prime Minister by tomorrow?
Oh, God.
Probably. Well, maybe he'll come and fix the bloody leaks and alien water leaks. I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe he'll stop the trains crashing into each other, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Trains crashing into
How
each
does
other.
that happen?
Well, no, I guess they'll have to figure that out.
We'll find out. Well, hopefully they'll tell us. That's one of those ones where it's just like, well, yeah, if I ever plan to travel on a train, which generally I don't, but might be good to know how that happened.
They do publish all that stuff. It's
Okay,
like the
good.
Rail Accident Investigation Board or whatever. I've seen some videos where they go through them in detail, so I'm sure they'll explain it.
Yeah, doesn't sound good.
But yeah, that is not good at all.
Doesn't sound very good at all. I'm sure there'll be some happy news in some of the video game news. This is a podcast about video games.
Let's see. I mean, we use video games as an escape from the perils of the real world, but I mean, let's see how great the news is.
I mean, I can start out strong with a couple of deaths. I shouldn't laugh.
Great.
I shouldn't
Okay,
laugh.
let's start
there. Yeah. News. Claude Guillemot, co-founder of Ubisoft, has died in a plane crash, age 69. I'm not sure how much involvement he had with Ubisoft at the moment, but he was basically chairman of the Guillemot Corporation, which owns Ubisoft, I assume. Yeah, sad times. The Guillemot family is, despite having to fight off hostile takeovers,
Still control.
they still control it. Yeah, they just failed to fight off death, unfortunately.
Bad luck.
Bad luck. Yeah, sorry guys. I hate to see it. Don't ride on planes.
I mean, it was a light aircraft, wasn't it?
It was light. It was a
was he
Cessna.
learning to fly or something?
I don't know. It wasn't clear. I mean, they did say that all we know at the moment is that the plane was coming into land and then sort of seemed to veer off fairly late.
Right. Yeah.
So there's
an accident, right?
Yeah, an accident.
Yeah.
And
Not like Colin McRae flying a helicopter like an idiot and then. Yeah.
Too soon. And in other news, Bobby Prince, who is better known as the composer for the original Doom and Duke Nukem games, has also died at the age of 81. But yes, the will be forever embedded.
They better
in my
play
brain.
that at the funeral.
Do you reckon they do like a slowed down like cello version?
I don't know.
Yeah, bit of a legend. Anyway, let's get to some games.
Video games.
Yeah, so at the end of the last podcast, we were only like halfway through hot weather video games showcase time. I think I called it. What did I call it in the blurb of the last Saladcast? Something stupid like Game Tumbaroon or something.
Game Tumbaroon. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were only halfway through that when the last podcast happened, which means we didn't talk about the Xbox. I don't even know what they call them now. Xbox showcase thing, and the Nintendo Direct that happened very shortly after our podcast. So, yeah, let's get in. As everyone says now, let's get into it.
There's a lot to unpack. That's what they say.
There's a lot of unpack, so let's get into it. It's like, well, why didn't you get into it without that excessively long intro, you two? I say after we've effectively just done an excessively long intro about Asda. For more Asda news,
extension you can get that just jumps to the point of the video where it says "Let's get into it" or something.
Yeah, I wonder. You can probably do that. Yeah, the "Let's get into it" search.
Skipper, yeah.
For more Asda news, you can check out our Forza Horizon 6 available on YouTube and see it referenced there. Genius. Gears of War E-Day. Let's go. So yeah, obviously everyone knew this was coming. Everyone knew this was coming out this year. This was our first proper gameplay look at it. And I gotta say, I think it looks pretty sweet.
Graphically, looks freaking awesome.
I mean, in all aspects, like it yeah. I feel like it's definitely been long enough since Gears 5, where I'm looking at this going, yeah, I'm gonna play the shit out of this. It looks really good. Yeah. Obviously, having Marcus as the lead again is obviously a big deal. Like rather than the new characters that I didn't really feel attached to in any way from Gears 4 and 5. They just weren't as good. So yeah, having Marcus and Dom is obviously what everyone wants. So it's clear. I mean, it is a little bit annoying in some respects that they're doing a Halo Infinite on us, sort of, right? Like they didn't bother curtailing the story after Halo 5 and just went to Infinite and left kind of an important bit out. Somewhere in the middle.
This is a prequel, isn't it?
It is a prequel, but you know what I mean? Because Gears 5 has the same problem though, because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Oh, right.
And then they made this instead of like finishing that storyline, so that's mildly annoying. It's like, oh come on, are you actually going to make a Gears 6? I bet they won't make a Gears 6.
Probably not, but at least the door open because it's a prequel, right? It's not like it sort of ignores it like Infinite did.
Exactly, yeah. It's not shutting the story in that respect, but yeah. I mean, it's got all the sort of it has got the what you could call classic prequel problems, right? Where it's like, you know, there are weapons that are in the game and enemies that are in the game that you didn't see in Gears 1.
Yeah.
And only turned up later on in the series. So there's a chronology problem there, anachronistic potentially if you really care about that stuff, which always does bug me a little bit. Like it doesn't bother me at the time while I'm playing it or anything like that, but like the fact that is just like, yeah, all right, okay, fine.
But it is also worse when it's the same characters, where like they've fought all these different enemies before, but then when they get to them, obviously they don't necessarily encounter them in the first game, but like surely they'd be like, where are all these guys we were fighting?
Yeah. We haven't seen them.
I mean,
we haven't seen these guys. We haven't seen Tickers for a while, but they clearly showed Tickers.
Presumably, I don't remember anything about Gears of War because I haven't played it since like Gears of War 2, I don't think. But like, presumably the appearance of like the Lambent whatever was like a surprise in Gears 1, so they can't bring the stuff in this, can they?
Yeah,
but maybe they will anyway.
I don't think they showed that, but then I guess it was never really. I guess it's somewhat implied that the Tickers would have been a Lambent type because they explode, but they're not like it's but yeah, I guess they don't glow like the Lambent, so maybe that's okay. But yeah, we saw some enemies that we hadn't seen before as well, so maybe there's an argument that they brought them all to E-Day and then we made them extinct. I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm super hyped for it. I think it looks really good. Like, yeah, visually incredible looking game. They were saying like, yeah, we've got hundreds of lights in the scene, and they're all ray tracing.
But this is the
like,
mega lights, isn't it, from the Unreal? Because that was the thing about Gears of War 1 was it was also a showcase for the Unreal Engine.
Absolutely,
it was Cliffy B, and it was epic.
It was a fairly early Unreal Engine 3 game. Yeah, exactly.
So if this could like be like, hey, this is what you could actually do with Unreal Engine 5, then that's good. Or I guess it's Unreal Engine 6 though, is it? Yeah. Technically it is, because I think they just had in addition to the Xbox showcase, there was a Unreal Engine event.
State of Unreal, they call it.
Yeah. And they had Gears of War E-Day gameplay. Sort of moving around in an environment, showing off the graphics kind of gameplay, not like,
The thing is,
like, gameplay, but like debug mode gameplay.
Sure. Yeah. Let's fly around the environment and look at it in detail, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No clip. Yes, there's I mean, it wasn't clear from the showcase footage what we were actually seeing, whether we were seeing Series X footage or PC footage. I'm pretty certain that was PC footage they were showing.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think the Series X could do the level of lighting quality that we were seeing there. Like, ray tracing of that degree is pretty.
But they did call this out as console exclusive.
They did,
Xbox,
yes,
right?
That was so. They opened the show with Asa Sharma making a deal of that. So saying, hey, by the way, we're going back to exclusives. This game is the first. Gears of War, console exclusive, never coming to PlayStation. Sound the air horns.
Until they need to make more money.
Which I always think is like such a weird thing to like hype up. Who are you pleasing there? Like, who is that message for? I assume shareholders or something like that, rather than the crowd. Like, I like as someone who has.
I'm not sure if it's even for shareholders, because they'll make more money on more platforms these days.
I mean, or is it just for the weird, people who are for fanboys who don't really see past the brand they love? The
idea of the show was to buoy up the brand, which is super flagging, right? So I guess that was the idea. But yeah,
of course. But yeah, like I hear that as like that's not a. I don't feel like that's something that you should be proud of. Like shouting console exclusive just sort of means, well, of course, not. Oh, I'm so grateful it's only going to be on Xbox and not PlayStation. That makes me feel good as a person. Like that's not how I take that. I mean, if you're really worried about the future of Xbox, maybe there's a positive there, because it's like, well, yeah, okay, I guess returning to exclusives does mean that Xbox as a platform isn't going away, because they are going to put some effort into shoring it up. I guess that's the
idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a world where the brand new Halo game is coming out on PS5 day and date, I think, like, it's kind of weird.
For some definition of brand new.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But yeah, well, there are things that I guess were so long down the path that they were like, well, we're not going to do this, and we've already said it's coming out on all platforms, so we'll stick to that. Apparently, the choice to make E-Day console exclusive was fairly late. It's fairly recent, but I guess they hadn't announced that E-Day was coming to PlayStation, so it was fine. But yeah, there was only 2 in the show, and those 2 are kind of interesting. They're kind of weird picks. E-Day makes a lot of sense, but the other one we'll get to is like, maybe that's less important to make a console exclusive. We'll see. Like, because the next game that came up, Fable, not a console exclusive, because they'd already said that's coming to PlayStation. Mm-hmm. So they're keeping that a PlayStation launch as well. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it takes a little while to turn the ship around again, but it just feels extra weird at the moment. And there's more weirdness to come. But yeah, any more thoughts on Gears of War? I'm super hyped for it. Obviously, I don't really care about the multiplayer stuff particularly, and they haven't talked about that particularly so far. They were focusing on the single player primarily, which is what I'm about. They did say it's the longest campaign Gears has had, and they were getting longer in the previous games, which I'm have mixed feelings about. Like, I've talked at length how I think like Gears 1 is like almost perfect in its length, like the Tight 8 design. And that long doesn't necessarily mean better.
That's true.
So I'm a little on the fence about that. It depends how that ends up playing out. Obviously, the return of co-op is good, and they lent into that by saying like, yeah, you can approach these combat. There are several combat scenarios with multiple different approaches, and that lends itself to co-op because you can have everyone do it at once, which sounds good. I don't think they talked about split screen. Where's my split screen at, yo? Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty hype. It's not that far away.
When is it?
October, I believe.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, not that far away. We will be. I was about to say ripping and tearing. That's not right. And I don't know if there's a Gears of War verbiage. Like curb stomping. We'll be curb stomping. Fable, then.
Fable
seems to continue its hiring spree of actors and actresses. This time introducing Hayley Atwell as a villain in a sort of story-focused trailer. She seems cool and seems like a good pick. I'm getting more into Fable the more we see of it. To be honest, this thing is looking more and more appealing as we learn more about it. The Britishness of it is, and the choices of who they're getting to play people is like that's kind of winning me over as well. Obviously, Richard Ayoade was like the first thing we saw, pretty much.
Yeah, we did.
Of this, which is a great pick. I mean, she's not British, but she's got that kind of London accent, I guess. But Natasha Dimitriou, right, is in it. With
she's British, isn't she?
Is she British? Like I thought she was like.
I mean, she's Greek British.
Greek, okay. Yeah, I don't know. But she's got that. It's possibly the best line in the trailer, which is great. I am somewhat ready to have a goofy ass time.
Yeah,
but I'll have to wait till February.
So did you watch the whole sort of life simulation gameplay thing?
Yeah, I haven't seen the 30-minute sort of gameplay thing.
I watched that.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was cool. I mean, my first thought, looking at the graphics, was like, I just want a Zelda on this level of detail.
Right, yeah.
Right. It doesn't need to be more than this. It's just like this amount is fun, would be nice. Anyway, so it looked cool from that perspective. And then it's like it does seem like they are trying to do what Peter Molyneux wanted Fable to do, right?
Yeah.
Originally, which kind of didn't really work because everything was so limited right at the time. But yeah. The
interconnected reputation systems.
Yeah, the reputation system and like buying property and like and having relationships and stuff with random villagers and things. And then trashing your reputation. So they did show. So they showed, going around being a hero and saving people and improving the town and romancing and stuff like that for like 20 minutes, getting a lot done in that time, and then just turning on everyone and just murderizing all the guards or whatever, and what happened to the way people reacted to you. And it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool.
The thing is, though, the game needs to like instruct you on what benefit there is to doing either approach, right? Like, why would you blow everything, be evil and blow everything up if there isn't a benefit to it? So the game, hopefully, the game will telegraph like what that means for you reasonably well. Because otherwise, I just see you play everyone playing like a goody two shoes, right? Rather than embracing these systems.
It doesn't look that deep, though. I mean, it looks deep in the sense that there are all different. You can have a it's not like a dark side, light side, spectrum meter thing. Right, it's like that. You can be like a combination of things, right? You can be frightening and and generous and stuff like that.
Intimidatingly generous.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. And everyone's talking about the first thing you do is save a talking pig from the chopping block.
Please tell me it's voiced by Matt Berry and they've just nicked that character straight out of Enchanted. Like,
maybe.
Disenchanted, sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Berry is a voice in Fable.
He better
I mean, if Tash Dimitri is, then that would make sense, right?
That just is the vampire, of course.
New York City. Except it would have to be something in the Fable world. Yeah. And it has just enough of that weird twee Englishness that Molyneux would go for, mostly in Fable, but you had it with in black and white as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think I'm ready for a bit of that.
Yeah.
If done well, and I assume it will be, because, Playground are British, so, you'd think they'd get the Britishness right.
I was like, why is this engine, though? But it is the Forza Horizon engine, I think. But, they've obviously overhauled it completely to do I mean, I guess that's an open world engine. But, for example, the characters look good, right? Unlike the characters in Forza Horizon 6. Yeah, so... Well, we shall see. But that's not this year, right? That's next.
That's early next year.
Probably. Yeah. Right, okay.
Another getting out of the way. I don't think there was any game that announced itself as coming out in November.
No. I mean, it's pointless.
Not a single one that I noted. Everything was avoiding November.
Imagine if GTA 6 just sucked and no one... I mean, everyone would buy it anyway, that's the thing. So it's a pretty sure bet.
Coming up next, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but Halo Campaign Evolved got a trailer regarding its prequel missions, which they had said before were being added to the game, but there's going to be some extra missions added in that have Master Chief and I've forgotten his name. You know who he is.
Sergeant Johnson?
Sergeant Johnson, yeah, that's it. Johnson.
Not sure about the new voice.
No, I was about to say that. It doesn't feel quite right.
No.
I don't really know the story behind why they changed the voice, but...
I feel like that is not a hard voice for a voice actor to do.
To replicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not.
It's like a cliche character. It's like it's the guy in Aliens, right?
Sure.
And various other Marine drill sergeant, right?
I guess
it's kind of a stock character, is what I mean.
There is a certain twang and gruffness that is I guess that's the hard bit to reproduce, because that's what seemed most missing from New Johnson, right? He didn't have enough back of throat action going on, I guess. But I see your point. It's not bad. It's just and I wonder what that means for the rest of the game, right? Have they had to revoice Johnson with the new guy for the rest of the game, or have they managed to keep the old voice acting for the main campaign stuff? Yeah,
because the Cortana, they've got new lines from the actress, right?
Sure,
whatever her name is. But most of it seems to be the original deliveries.
Jen Taylor, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Jen Taylor.
Yeah, she's excellent. That would make sense. And to be fair, in the stuff she's done more recently, she sounds exactly the same as she did back when
I don't know how she does that, but They put out a lot of videos. They put out a video of somebody basically speed running Assault on the Control Room all the way through for 20 minutes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I must say, they have definitely listened to feedback and made improvements from the last showing. I still don't like their approach to Covenant architecture being all chrome, but they have weathered it.
You mean Forerunner architecture?
Forerunner architecture, I mean, yeah. They have weathered it a bit, but I still think it's not right. It should be concretey, more brutalist.
I mean, they did, I mean, that was... it was it's the 343 era, right, when they started changing that, because it stayed mostly brutalist through Halo 1, 2, 3.
Through Bungie,
and then became shiny.
Yeah. I don't like the shiny. And even on the main menu, the ring itself
shines
is all shines and is And something about the extra detail of the underside of the ring makes it look wrong scale and too small. Like I watched a bit of that and then the original looks better. Anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just a camera zoom trick rather than a texturing problem. But they've got the focal depth is different or something. Not focal depth, but the zoom depth is different in some way.
Yeah, whatever.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, it does look slimmer. Less chunky than the ring used to be.
Anyway, looks like it plays all right, and also it seems to have skulls for everything that they changed that you can put them back.
Right. Yeah.
Like the mag size of the assault rifle, everyone's pissed off about for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's fine. Like, yeah, a lot of the decisions they've made that are changes are because they were changed in the later games, and we're just I guess lore-wise, it doesn't necessarily make sense that they changed, so we'll use the new ones. We'll bring it like the Needler design, for instance, with its like needle readout on the back that wasn't in the original games, right? But it's like, yeah, we'll just keep the infinite design,
right? Even though it's redundant, having an indicator when you can see the needles right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's dumb, but it's there. Yeah, I know, man. I don't really have a problem with how it looks. Like, it looks fine. Like, it doesn't, like, technically, I guess it's good in that, but like, it's not wowing me with any kind of style particularly.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's almost like something has been lost in the modernization of how it looks.
Of course. I mean, it's inevitable, though. I don't know if even Bungie themselves probably couldn't.
Exactly. Well, I assume that's why Bungie went off and did, like, Destiny and Marathon the way they did. Like with high style and aliens. Slightly less naturalistic games in general, right? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, like there's sort of like tech is homogenizing how a bunch of stuff look, because I hate to say it, because I love how the new Star Fox looks, but hey, if you put like the starting approach to Corneria next to the beach shots from Campaign Evolved that they seem to be focusing on, it's like you look at those two and they're pretty similar. Actually, they're pretty similar.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, there's a sort of as tech has got better, there's a homogenization of the look. Oh, that look, I guess, which is I don't know if I'm super hype about that, but it looks like it plays just fine. I will say that I mean, it's worth pointing at this point that the PR campaign for this game isn't going particularly well, with a bunch of ex-Bungie developers coming out, like, who worked on the original Halo game, going, yeah, we don't like it. We don't like what they've done. Like, ranging from the sort of similar comments you've made about the architecture and the design of things being not quite right, to cinematic designers not liking how they've changed the Schwarzenegger shot, as we call it. The bit where the dropship is in the tube and just sort of appears from below, surprising the grunts. It's like they've changed how that scene plays out slightly, and it's like, well, why do that? Like, that's actually less good. There's someone even described it as a very well crafted mod. Like, which is like, that's pretty I don't know how damning that is, but like, it's probably exactly what the game is to some extent.
I mean, to be honest, in the original game, like the start of that sequence where the Pelican flies through the door that opens, like, doesn't explain how the door is triggered to open, and also the door does not look big enough for the Pelican to fly through it in the original game. Right. So that's the sort of stuff they could have fixed.
They probably could fix that, yeah. But I've only seen as I say, the bit where they're already in the tube. So like,
yeah. That's like the start of the next mission.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Assault on the control room. Yeah.
So it's taking a little bit of a battering PR wise, and it hasn't been helped recently by a Q&A getting some details about the game wrong. PlayStation owners were asking, like, how does split screen co-op work? Like, and the response they got was that both local players need to have a PlayStation Plus account and have those PlayStation Plus accounts linked to Microsoft accounts in order to play local co-op.
Right.
To which everyone lost their damn minds. Because obviously, that's ridiculous. And Microsoft and Halo Studios, I suppose, had to go, oh, no. Sorry, we got that very wrong. That's not at all required. So someone was having a bad day on the Q&A session, I guess. Because that does seem ridiculous. Seems less ridiculous if the question was about playing co-op online. Because it's like, okay, I guess you need PS Plus to play online, and then because it's a Microsoft game, they want you to have a Microsoft account attached to it. Doesn't they? Even in that initial statement, and they didn't say that you needed to subscribe it. You just need a Microsoft account, right? You don't need a Xbox Live Gold account or Game Pass account to do that stuff. Although some places did seem to report that was the case. I don't think that was what they said at all, personally. But anyway, they had to walk that back, so that's not going to help. Even though it's untrue, it's not going to help. It's just one of those little black marks. And it's also become apparent, and this isn't really a PR disaster, but it does look kind of weird, that apparently there was going to be a trailer in the Sony State of Play, because obviously it's coming out on PlayStation, that they then fairly last minute pulled to say, no, we don't want to do that.
We want it in our presentation. Okay.
But that wasn't the trailer they showed at the Xbox Showcase one. It was a different one. A more cinematic sort of slice of story trailer. It was apparently better than the one they showed at the Xbox Showcase. But it's just kind of interesting. I guess they just wanted to, let's play down the fact that it's on PlayStation as part of our console exclusive push. So one assumes Sony wasn't too happy about that being quite a late decision, apparently. Anyway, that's what's happening with Halo. It's out very soon, July 28th. So I guess we can play it very soon. Maybe Zach and I will start co-oping it again in split screen.
Assuming it works correctly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is something to be said here. At least they are putting split screen in this one, right? After they said they would in Infinite and then didn't. They are actually carrying
You guys both get it on Game Pass.
I guess we would. So we could.
So we wouldn't even need split screen in theory.
Yeah, we could do it online. Up next, we've got. I'm skipping. I'm not doing everything here. I'm skipping a few things along the way. But State of Decay 3 was officially announced finally. We knew this game has been in development for a long time, and it had been delayed many, many times. Because I remember State of Decay 2 being like a very early Game Pass game. When Game Pass was a kind of new concept. And I played that, and I quite enjoyed it. Despite the fact it's like in some ways a fairly tropey zombie game, but co-op zombie game. But I did enjoy like the ideas it had of like certain characters having personality traits and being marginally different from each other, and you have to potentially find the people you want for your colony. It was an interesting game at the time. So this is probably fairly overdue, but that's coming out next year. A kind of unofficial sequel to Untitled Goose Game. I say unofficial because it's got nothing to do with House, but it looks incredibly similar in many ways. Called Bad Magpie. Is coming out next year. That game looked cool. Looked neat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's endearing to see a bird being naughty. I don't know why. It just works. Join Us, which is a cooperative cult simulator. Yeah, okay. It's kind of presents itself as creepy as it sounds, but then gets all a bit otherworldly towards the end of the trailer with some very weird stuff happening. It's about recruiting members of the local community, I guess, to join your cult and then fend off, I assume, the military who try and end it. It looks quite bizarre. Potentially one to keep an eye on if you like it. And then that's I mean, perhaps we don't want to dive too deep into this next one, because surprise trailer from Ninja Theory for a follow-up to Hellblade and Hellblade 2, simply entitled Senua, or Senua, depending on your pronunciation, which looks a little bit like it's taking like the graphical prowess of Hellblade 2, but turning it into a more of a potentially an action-focused game this time round. Perhaps building on some of the ideas from Hellblade 1, rather than the more cinematic experience you got from Hellblade 2. Which, yeah, caught everyone by surprise. It's like, oh, okay, we're doing this, and we're doing this not that long after Hellblade 2, I guess. That seems nice. That is due out next year, apparently. And I'll get back to that. But obviously it looks very nice. It's a Ninja Theory game. It looks very nice. It's acted very well. Blah, 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 blah. I am interested. There's a DLC coming for Doom the Dark Ages called Revelations. This is the year of Revelations, by the way. That is out July 7th. Unfortunately, because it's a DLC pack, that's not something you will get access to over Game Pass. It's not the first time that's happened for any game on Game Pass, including previous Doom games. But what I found interesting about it was, like, it looked cool, but it looked like they were sort of walking back on some of the ideas of Doom the Dark Ages. It's like, oh, hey, we put verticality back in by giving you a grappling hook. You remember that? Remember that from Doom Eternal? Yeah, we brought it back. So there's a bit of that. It still looks cool, but yeah, it's an expansion. Yeah. Crazy Taxi's back, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got our first proper trailer.
You're going to make some crazy. Yeah, you're ready.
Here we go. Crazy Taxi. We didn't get that voice, annoyingly, in the trailer, which I think that's a missed opportunity. Also, the logo isn't that insane, weird, like, sea that's eating itself, or whatever it is. Right, yeah.
Is it a sea? Yeah.
Yeah, it is the sea, isn't it? It almost looks weirdly, like, toothed, does it, in the original?
Yeah, it's like a toothed sea. Yeah, that doesn't have that.
It was always a fairly strange logo. But, yeah, that's coming back. It's coming back next year with the title Crazy Taxi World Tour. The sort of little gameplay parts that were part of that trailer kind of looked okay. Like, to my eye, it looked like maybe they've borrowed the RGG engine to make this. It had a similar look to me, like the two most recent Yakuza games, or Like a Dragon games, like Infinite Wealth, like just the way the light played off things, I guess. Like, which actually, I had, like, similar to what we were talking about earlier, like the homogenization of the look of the game somewhat put me off a little bit. Like, it looks fine. It doesn't look offensive, but there's a bit of me that's just like, it's lost some of that Sega character, I think, in doing this. But there wasn't a great deal of shots that actually were, like, from the game in the trailer. There were a great deal of it was CG that looked a lot like the game engine. Let's put it that way.
Concept art, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Previs.
But that game's already under fire as well, because soon after the trailer dropped, the Steam page went up for it with Steam's. Adhering to Steam's rules, they put the disclaimer on it saying that this game makes use of generative AI. And after a bit of digging, Sega came out and said, "It's like, yeah, there's some of it in there, and we are using it for background assets. So presumably, like, the cars and the characters and things like that are all, like, hand done, and the major billboards and key art humans have done, but, like, props, I suppose, and parts of the environment that you're probably just going to destroy in an instant are done by AI, which is obviously rubbing people up the wrong way, because, that's the general movement right now. We don't want to see AI in games. I don't know how I feel about it when it's used at that level. Personally, I'm a little bit, like, I feel a bit on the fence. Like, if it's stuff I'm not going to really notice or care about, like a parking meter on the side of the road, like, does the parking meter need to have excessive character in a Crazy Taxi game. I'm not 100% certain, but like clearly if a human did it, maybe it would have some character and thus be more of a benefit to the game. I think that's I think this is one of those cases where maybe it's a slightly tougher argument to have. But aside from the obvious argument that you've taken perhaps effort away from a human, taken a job away from someone that could have been making these assets, obviously that's a bad thing as a result of Gen AI. But so that's kind of the controversy around it that's coming out. That's put a lot of people off, and it's like, you didn't have to do it, Sega. You didn't have to do it. That was a choice you made.
And we'll see if that actually affects sales or whatever, or user reviews, more likely.
Yeah, user reviews, yes, that will be potentially a problem for it. The game supposedly consists of like 5 city areas now, which to me doesn't sound like that's maybe a huge amount of content, more than Crazy Taxi 3 had, because that had 3 cities in it. But maybe they're larger. And there's also some suggestion that that the whole thing is just one open. So there's 5 cities that are interconnected by an open world, which kind of, I'm not sure I believe that statement, because the trailer kind of makes it look like you'll be getting on a flight to go away from the San Francisco-like city, right? And it's like, well, if I'm getting on a flight to go away from the San Francisco-like city, does that like, why would it be connected? Are we going to Tokyo? It's like question marks around the actual structure.
It would be a sort of cool but incredibly dumb thing if it was like they are connected in an open world, but you can just pick up a fare which is like drive for 3 hours through the desert between these 2 cities.
There's like a desert bus challenge in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. They just have this is the extra long mode where you do the intercity connection.
That would be pretty funny.
I mean, I'm sure they could make it less desert bussy and actually make it like, ridiculous like Crazy Taxi is, even if it is just a pretty much straight road.
Well, it should just be outrun in between the cities, right?
Yeah.
Well, but
and Crazy Taxi in the cities.
But that was always kind of the thing about Crazy Taxi, right? Like the cities weren't these interconnected like city-like designs. They were effectively a loop, right? They were like a really long track. So like having some level of maybe interconnectedness mixes up the formula in a way that's interesting, because that was the tactic. Just get the long fares and do laps for as long as you can, or at least that was my tactic anyway. So yeah, anyway, it's hard not to be excited because it's a Crazy Taxi game and they just used the Offspring music, which gets an instant pop.
Yep.
And I was that guy that then went away and went, the Offspring, and then listened to a bunch of Offspring for the rest of the day.
Nice.
It was a good time. That's out next year. There was I don't really know how to describe this, but there was a new IP reveal of a game called Magicians: The Devil's Deal that seemed like it was it's a first-person shooter of some kind, but the whole theme is like you're a sort of a classic black and white stick magician, and all your powers are that way themed. So you're like doing card tricks against enemies who happen to be demons and stuff like that. It's a kind of cool aesthetic, I think. It's a neat look. But how it'll actually end up playing and what it really is, I think is a little bit up in the air at this point. It was a CG trailer, so. We'll see that, but I don't know. There's something cool about a cheesy-ass magician game, I guess.
Sure.
An underused trope, I suppose. Then we got Vivarium, which is like alongside Bad Magpie, who seemed like a kind of standout, smaller title. Looks pretty cool. Like it's it's got the sort of rendering style of an 80s anime, like it kind of in a similar vein to how the look that Orbitals is going for, right? So it's like sort of getting that old, almost My Neighbor Totoro style look to it, and and almost in the same sort of setting. And it just seems to be about you going about your day, Like, it looked like a nice cozy game. And then there's a sort of reveal that all of the entire game is happening inside, like as the name suggests, inside this little glass jar. And maybe there is a, existential twist to what this game might be. It looks pretty cool. Like, I'm not explaining it very well, but definitely go watch that trailer. I'm pretty interested in this one. It looked neat. Spyro is back. They're making a new Spyro game. Toys,
an actually new one.
New one this time.
Did they already make? They did, right? The last one was new.
No,
like 4.
No. So they did that with Crash Bandicoot. So there was.
That's what they did with Spyro as well.
I don't think there's been a new Spyro. I think like Spyro Reignited trilogy. I think is the only time they've
it was the trilogy, obviously.
Yeah, it's the only time they've gone back to it with Toys for Bob. But then since who are coming back to do this game? No, I think this is the only new Spyro Toys for Bob have made. But they've definitely revisited Crash a couple times now, I think. Anyway, it's called A Realm Beyond. They look the pitch is that they're going to try and blend the flying and the platforming together, because before in the previous games there was like flying stages and platforming stages somewhat as separate levels, which thematically already always felt kind of weird. If Spyro's a dragon and can fly, why can't I just fly around these damn platforming levels and skip all the platforming?
Right, yeah.
They kind of like smushed it away, I suppose, by having like these power-ups that you got that allowed you to fly in some levels, but it was always kind of weird. It's
just the classic, like, small dragons can't fly correctly or whatever. Like, they could only glide.
Except it was never, like, it was implied that Spyro could always fly, because that was how he got between levels. He just flew there. Like,
yes.
He
found one big power-up at the end of the level.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So yeah, that'll be all right. The Spyro games are fine. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan, but like it's a long-standing IP that we haven't seen for a while. It will be nice to see what they do with it, how they modernize it, or maybe they don't modernize it that much, and that's probably cool too, given the current landscape of games. And finally, we got to see a fair bit more of Clockwork Revolution, which we've seen a few times up to now. That is a Xbox, what is now the other console exclusive that they announced, coming out of In Exile Games, one of Microsoft's internal studios. Looks Bioshocky, quite Bioshock Infinity, let's put it that way, with time travel elements. That supposedly shape the world around you. Like it's setting itself to be a bit of a Peaky Blinders like heist game in some way. I think it's kind of it feels like, I think the tone they've managed to ascertain quite well in these trailers, like what the actual gameplay loop is like, or if there's a loop, or if it's just a linear experience. I think is still a little ethereal and hard to put down at this point in time, but I find it interesting that they're putting such a large bet on this, that Microsoft are putting more behind this perhaps than maybe they would have done Senua, something that's had a pedigree behind it. They're going pretty hard on a new IP, which I find interesting, and pretty cool actually. Like okay, they don't. Almost all of Microsoft's lineup are sequels or continuations in some way, and then this comes along, and you're like, oh okay, maybe there is still some life here. But that is the vague hope I have for it. That is out next year, and Xbox only. And I should clarify, we've been saying the word console exclusive enough, that these will be still coming to PC. Both this and Gears of War E-Day will still have PC releases. Just not PlayStation. And presumably not Switch 2 if they decide to try and do that, as most other publishers are giving it a go. And that was the presentation. Does it make you feel better about Xbox?
Well, let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, let's talk about
5
that.
seconds.
Yeah, because very soon after that, a memo detailing Asher Sharma's reset button for the Xbox brand and nature of their doing business was leaked, and then they released it publicly anyway. I guess like to be like, this is already out there. I guess we'll just post it on the blog anyway.
Or they leaked it deliberately and then because they wanted to publish it.
I guess, yeah, maybe. Some pretty clearly indicating how much trouble Xbox is in as a business. Basically giving away that their profit margin has been around 3% in recent years, which is worse than inflation. So that's not good. They might as well have not done anything and just kept the money, is what that sounds like. But yeah, the obvious outcome of any kind of reset button push is mass layoffs are imminent once again at Microsoft. And it gets worse because at least 3 studios we know are under negotiations to stay in business. There's Compulsion Games, who are the studio behind We Happy Few and more recently South of Midnight. South of Midnight was a fine game. I wouldn't say not like a fine game, but a fine game. Like it was good enough. Double Fine are on this list, which is obviously terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I guess since Psychonauts 2, they perhaps haven't had a huge amount of output. Like, Keeper was award-winning, but, like, did it do financial numbers? Like, that's unclear. But at the time, like, it's hard to blame Double Fine for that, because at the time, that was Microsoft's remit with them, was go and make award-winning games. That's what we want. We want some prestige under our belt again. So they went and did that. They made Keeper, which did very well with, the award organizations. And also under fire, and most interesting of all in a way, Ninja Theory. Oh boy, what do you mean by that, Microsoft? You just announced Senua. You literally just announced Senua, and less than, maybe a week later, you're saying, yeah, we might sell Ninja Theory or get rid of Ninja Theory. It's like, what? So,
are they going to sell it or are they going to close it or what?
Well, apparently this is what the negotiations are about. It's like, is Microsoft, like the studio basically fighting their case to presumably either stay on with Microsoft in some way, presumably after a massive downsize. I would not be surprised if some kind of merger with other studios is on the table for some of them. Like maybe they become support studios for some of the bigger players. Maybe. That's conjecture from me. Or like whether or not they will go out and find an investor or some other source of funds to effectively buy them, either be sold or buy themselves from Microsoft so they become independent again. Which, if Double Fine can put the money together, for instance, I feel like that's the obvious choice for Double Fine, if they can pull it off, is go independent again.
Yeah.
That's what we would like to see. That's what I would like to see. Because personally, I don't want to see any of these studios closing. I have a particular affinity for both Double Fine and Ninja Theory, and Compulsion at least seemed on an upward trajectory. If you take the We Happy Few 2 South of Midnight pass, it's like that felt like they're improving as a studio. Please stay around. It's bad, right? It's bad. Like apparently Microsoft knew they were going to do all this before showing the Senua trailer. So now everyone believes like that trailer was perhaps put out as a way of simply like, oh yeah, investors, you want to come buy Ninja Theory? This game looks good, right? But then if you felt that confident about the game, why wouldn't you keep the studio? I just don't understand. It's it's so weird. And obviously, like, the pundit reaction has been awful. Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb put out a little YouTube short saying, "I can't trust Xbox." Like, you shouldn't too.
Right.
Like, just terrible situation to be in, really. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're all right.
Like...
Both of you guys are all right, because you're not really in the Xbox ecosystem. I guess Zach uses Game Pass for PC, but, like...
Yeah, but it was still
I don't even play most of the big games from Microsoft anyway, even then.
Yeah.
But Double Fine make good games, obviously.
Double Fine make incredible games. Like, okay, I wasn't super up on Keeper from a gameplay perspective, but it was an incredibly pretty game. And I can see why.
But I guess they've gone from, like, you know, quite an early Kickstarter to make, like, Broken Age or whatever it was, to having the full backing of Microsoft to being dumped.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of the circle of life, I guess, as long as they don't close.
Yeah, it would be a travesty if they closed, especially for all the other stuff they do for the industry, right? With effect running Day of the Devs, for instance. That's a Double Fine initiative to do that and expose indie developers and stuff like that, which I guess which they're still allowed to do under Microsoft, which is somewhat interesting. Like, a bit of me thought maybe that would be pulled under the Idea Xbox branding, right? But no, Day of the Devs is still a thing. They still run that. They're not like publishing. I should make that clear. It is just a showcase ultimately, but it's Double Fine going out of their way to give small indie projects a platform, which is great. It's just, I find this so depressing. Like, stop killing good things, Microsoft. Stop it.
Or stop buying them in the first place, apparently.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it's become apparent that the spending spree was probably a bad idea. I can't rattle you any hard facts, but I did see an article that Call of Duty's last 2 years were apparently its worst on record.
Well, I mean, that may not really have anything to do with Microsoft. Well, that's just Call of Duty aging as it has been said to have been for the last, 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, last year's Call of Duty was not well received at all, and the previous year's was the first to be available day one on Game Pass. So I guess by performance, like, they're talking about sales, and it's like, well, yeah, both those things combined, it's not going to result in good, pure sales numbers, is it? It's not going to result in good, we can attribute all of this money to Call of Duty numbers. It's just the way that'd work. Anyway, it's a bad time. I sincerely hope they all succeed. Hopefully they will succeed in breaking from Microsoft and staying open. I think that's the ideal situation here. Just get away from Microsoft, stay alive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do what you can. Alright, shall we move on to the House of Mustache?
Sure, the big N.
The big
After
N.
the big M.
Mustache. Anyway, I'm
Mustache.
yeah. I'm going to preface this direct and say this is a pretty weak direct.
Yes, I was going to say, Nintendo needed to do a direct in June, and apparently Nintendo still needed to do a direct.
Yeah,
this one was so ass.
It was. I mean, I'm sure it appealed to someone, particularly fans of Xenoblade and Fire Emblem. They maybe got a pop, but
for Fire Emblem, sure, but Xenoblade, mostly it was the remakes. I mean, they are making new ones as well. But...
Yeah, there was a new Xenoblade revealed, and trailed, which has got Xenoblade fans somewhat confused, right? Because it's not a sci-fi adventure this time round; it's a
it's
sort of fantasy adventure.
Chronicles, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, they've changed the second word, I suppose.
Well, I don't know if it's changed. It's I'm not entirely. Well, I don't really know anything about Xenoblade, but Chronicles was meant to be a separate series to the original unsubtitled ones, right?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, is it a completely separate series? Is it a prequel in some way? Is it connected to Xenoblade in any way. Like, yeah, no one really knows, particularly. Well, someone knows somewhere. Presumably the devs know. They know what they're doing. But yeah, other than unless you're really into those games, which obviously we're not, it didn't come across as particularly strong. That Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, they're doing another one of those. They didn't really show much gameplay there either, really. But I guess what do you show?
No.
What can you show of Fire Emblem in a trailer?
Well, what can you show if it's ever any different? Then you can show it. But like they showed the bit of it. It's like it's still a grid-based tactics game as Fire Emblem does to me.
So that's coming out this year in September. Switch Sports is coming back, this time with Switch Sports Resort. They're going back to the Wii Sports Resort, Wahoo Island, wasn't it? Woohoo, something like that. They're going back to the island for some thumb wrestling. Get your fat thumbs ready. That's coming out in October.
Okay.
That seems like such an old, like... I don't think that does that even work with the form factor of the Switch 2's controllers, because that seems like this is designed for a motion controller of some kind, except I don't think it would even be, it's not even the Wii remote, really. I mean, I guess the A button on top, is that kind of motion?
Yeah, I mean, the Switch controllers are, they're as capable as the Wii Remote Motion Plus, right?
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, the whole point of this kind of mini-game-esque thing is that it's designed around, like, the shape of the controllers or whatever. That's why you had...
I guess it's not as ergonomic for
well, yeah, I don't know how are you holding the Switch 2's Joy-Con that makes it feel like that thumb wrestling pose? Are you meant to hold it, like, in your full grip with your thumb pushing down on top of, like, the L or R button? Is that the pose they're going for?
Yeah,
because then how would you not push all the other buttons by accident?
I think I was wondering if they were going to use did they take the IR camera off the Switch 2 Joy-Cons? I haven't got one in front of me, but I kind of forgot. Yeah.
I think that's the one that they got rid of. The one thing they got rid of.
Yeah, because there was a bit of me thinking like that was how the thumb wrestling game was going to work, right? Because there were some games that used and Ring Fit, right, where you put your thumb over the IR sensor as a way of doing things. Like I thought the thumb wrestling might have used that as the ergonomics of that controller might go, but I guess that's where the L and R button, depending on which one you're using, is.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's just because it was such a weird, like, thing to put in. It's like, obviously this is designed to be a showcase for some kind of motion control thing, except not really. It doesn't feel like it.
The problem is that I just don't think Nintendo Sports has aged particularly well as a concept. It's the same as it's been in Wii Sports, and now it feels charmless.
Well, but the actual problem is that, like, they keep trying to release it like it's a real game instead of, like, a launch title that's meant to show off the system, which is why Wii Sports worked. Yeah,
exactly. Here's what's new about the Wii. You can bowl now. And it's like, as soon as you turn it into, here's that bowling again. It's considerably less appealing. And I don't know, the games they try and put in to use the motion controls just, like, other than, like, bowling was clearly the best part of Wii Sports, personally. The golf was alright, but yeah.
That was kind of just a limit of the Wii Remote's powers at the time.
Yeah. I mean the golf was alright, but yeah, so you came for the bowling. And I just don't see any of their new games being anyway like the people, like, because tennis, obviously, because it's motion controlled, they don't then let you move the characters around. It's still the tennis that it's always used to be. Volleyball kind of looked the same, right? But I guess now you've got to do more gestures to do the bump, set, spike action. But other than that, it's identical to tennis, right? Koizumi lost at thumb wrestling. Not exciting. I mean, it's even got, like, jet ski racing in it as well. And there was, like, a bit of, like, wave race, and it's like, no, it, like, clearly, like, it looks considerably tamer than wave race. Come on. There was an opportunity there, but they didn't take it. What else should we talk about? There is a new Final Fantasy game coming to the platform called Final Fantasy Resonance. That was kind of marketed as it's a brand new Final Fantasy game. This time using the HD 2D style, out in October 2026. In reality, it's actually kind of a rebuilt port of gacha game Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which I believe everyone dunked on hard when that came out, because of its somewhat predatory gacha mechanics and huge expense if you want to pay to win. However, Square are claiming that it has been rebuilt on top of that, so it's I guess the story and presumably, or whatever that may be, from Brave Exvius, but rebuilt as a more traditional RPG experience with Cloud in it for some reason. But that was kind of Brave Exvius's thing. It was about building an enormous party of characters from every single Final Fantasy game. And it did look at times like there were a lot of characters. But
I mean, that would be a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've basically done that idea before, right? With like Disgaea and stuff.
Yeah, I guess Disgaea is kind of its own thing that then
sure, it's not like trying to be a mainline Final Fantasy game and to have all the characters. It's like, it pretty much is just like, it's kind of like Theatre Rhythm, where like Theatre Rhythm is to celebrate the music and Disgaea is to celebrate the characters,
Dissidia.
kind of.
Sorry, you're right, yeah, Disgaea is a completely different thing. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Right,
Dissidia.
yes.
Yeah, you're right, they have kind of done that before. But with a sort of slightly odd action game, right? I don't...
Yes.
Didn't have like some slot machine mechanics whilst you were playing.
Probably.
It was kind of weird.
But I mean, it's like, they're not going to be real characters, probably. I don't actually know much about this game, or like the game it's based on, but then it's going to be like summons, like, here's the sprite of the character, and then it does an attack, and then it goes away.
It definitely looked like that. It definitely looked like Cloud was a summon of some kind. But yeah, it looks like... It's a little bit of a shame that this follow-up news came out about it being a port of a gacha game, because on its face, like on its own, it looks pretty good, right? It looks like that HD 2D,
isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but they're like even within that framework, it looks like they're doing cool stuff, like doing cinematics within the HD 2D framework and stuff like that. So there's like crunchy pixel airships flying around in 3D space, and it kind of looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty good, man. I would like to have seen them do something that's not a port. And if they've had to rebuild it that extensively, like why is this a port anyway? Anyway, it seems kind of weird. And the only other thing I pulled from the Nintendo conference was, hey, Pikuniku 2!
Yes, that is maybe one of the most interesting things.
Pikuniku 1 was a pretty great game, so and pretty funny game in places. So yeah, I'm excited. It's like the lo-fi aesthetic of Pikuniku come back, but this time in low poly 3D.
But they still, once again, they're never going to beat, pixel art.
No, I guess not. Yeah,
not that the original was pixel art; it was like vector, basically. Wasn't it?
Kind of. It was Flash-esque, I suppose, but with nice flat colors. Yeah, I know what you mean. It ends up like they probably should have lent into it like harder to make it like crunchy, like go really low poly and make it like PlayStation 1 aesthetic or something. You mean?
Yeah, or like Katamari would be like the right kind of aesthetic for that game. I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, Katamari would be pretty good. Although I was watching the Easy Allies talk over of it, and they were like, "Why have they rendered the tomatoes so much better than anything else?"
Well, you've always got to render the fruit really good. Yeah. We know that from Paper Mario and other games that have done that exact same thing.
Yeah, it was just like obviously stand out. Like the tomatoes are properly shaded and everything else is flat. And it's like that's kind of funny. Kind of funny, but anyway, yeah, that game's out next year. yeah, don't sleep on Piku Niku. And that's all I really pulled from it. Like, have you got anything else, Zach? I mean, I guess there's a demo for Star Fox out, but like, I'm staying because I've pre-ordered.
You don't need to play that.
Yeah, because I've pre-ordered that game.
Game.
I'm waiting. Yeah, which is out on Thursday, so that's not far away.
Yeah, I didn't really. There was like nothing else, and it's all completely gone out of my mind immediately. Like none of that made an impact.
No, there was not a lot. I mean, I forget which conference it was in, but it was probably the State of Play. We've probably already talked about it, but even for like Sonic's anniversary, there's not a lot going on. There's more stuff happening in Cross Worlds, and it's totally lost my mind. There's like an indie game that they're adding Sonic characters to, and it's like that's their celebration. Get hype, everyone. There's a sale on Steam now, I suppose, if you want Sonic bundles.
Oh wait, of course there's one more thing we do need to talk about from Nintendo, because we haven't talked about Ocarina of Time being real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. Well,
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing. I kind of find it hard to talk about that because there's like nothing in that trailer.
Nothing.
Other than it's this year, as the rumor went. It just confirms the rumor that it's happening.
Yes.
But we know absolutely nothing else. Other than we get to see Sleeping Link for like a hot second.
Don't even know who's making it, really.
No.
Well, you never do really with Nintendo unless it is like one of the extremely like outside edge companies.
Well, I mean, who's
some companies?
I mean, Dan, didn't you suggest it might be the studio behind like the Link's Awakening remake? And
no, I'm just saying that they didn't do that. They outsourced that.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that they might outsource Ocarina of Time, even though obviously they have more to lose by fucking up Ocarina of Time than Link's Awakening. I mean, you could argue they kind of did fuck up Link's Awakening with the performance there.
Right,
but there you go.
Until Switch 2 came along and fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the look of it that much.
Of the CG 2 seconds of... No, neither did I.
It looks fine, but like I don't know that there's enough to judge there. Like,
no, until you see the actual game.
You really want to see Kokiri Village and then make your judgments off that, I think.
Yeah.
And
that
also,
probably would be enough to make judgments if they just showed the village.
Well, apart from the mystery factor of like, what is the gameplay like? How much is it just a remake? Did they actually change anything? That whole thing.
The big mystery, yeah.
There's some suggestion going around that content that was cut from Ocarina of Time may be making a return. So like stuff that they ended up leaving on the cutting room floor, presumably because it wasn't going to get finished in time, that they're going to finish off and put in.
I really kind of think that a remake of Ocarina of Time is probably not a good idea.
Right.
I am not. I am also on the record as being skeptical about making a live-action Zelda film as well. There you go.
I think that is completely warranted, though. But the thing is they've done it, but it's not the first time they've done it, right? Like Ocarina of Time was remade for the 3DS, and it's a good remake.
Yeah, but
I just think it's too old a game to remake like they're doing with Halo, for example.
Sure.
That was and Halo is on the cusp. Like, I reckon if Halo was a 2000 game or something, the same year as Deus Ex, it would be a real struggle. But because it was 2001 and way ahead of its time, it's actually okay.
Halo has the benefit that it was the game that modernized how console FPSs work. And because of that, it's like it doesn't suffer.
No.
Ocarina kind of has like somewhat of an interesting control problem, I suppose. Like, are they going to allow the right stick to freely move the camera in this one? We haven't got as many face buttons, but you have now got more triggers, I suppose. So like, how is the C button item layout going to work now? It's stuff I guess they've already solved in other Zelda games, right? Because Twilight had to.
I don't. It's going to be weird, like just because obviously the game that modernized Zelda is Breath of the Wild. I know that's quite recent, but it's 10 years ago, whatever it was. But like, it's going to be hard to go back. Anyway, we'll see.
I was talking yesterday to friend of the show Matt Macon about the GoldenEye re-release that happened, was it a couple years back or something, and how like going back to playing that game with twin stick controls kind of messes with your nostalgia.
Yeah,
and somehow makes it lose something. And it's like, it's hard to disagree with that. Like, the game is different by playing it that way. So, I mean, my only assumption with Ocarina of Time is, like, if it is a remake in that sense, like a faithful remake, and they're not mechanically changing it, which, again, we still don't really know at this point what exactly it is. Like, if it is faithful, like, is that a problem? I'm not so sure it is a problem. I think it'd be fine. And maybe that is the approach they should take. Like, maybe it should be pretty goddamn faithful to avoid the risk.
Environments are, like, so tied to the limitations of the hardware that, like, how do you make it even... Yeah, how do you even make it make sense that the Hyrule Field surrounds that little farm or whatever, and then the castle and the town. I mean, they'll have to do. They can't. The town was made as like a big bitmap, right? Because they couldn't render the town.
Yeah, they'll
in 3D.
They'll have to render it out now.
Yeah, but what will they do? Will it still be a weird thing where you spin around the
fixed camera,
central? Yeah, and all that.
Maybe. Yeah. If they're being faithful, I can't see why they'd change that.
Right, but then imagine if you were a Gen Z or whatever trying to play it, you'd be like, why the hell is it like this?
I mean, I wonder what they did with the 3DS version. Was that still bitmap backgrounds, or did they render out the town on that? Like,
no, that'll be the same. That'll still be bitmap. It'll be the same. With some up-resed textures and stuff, like the 3DS one, right? Some slightly updated models for like the characters, but they definitely
it was definitely improved.
Changed the town.
Yeah.
I've
got no idea. I never played the remake, but
I'm sure if new people can handle Resident Evil remakes, they can handle preset camera angles in Zelda as well.
I guess that's the closest. What do they do? Those really well-regarded Resident Evil remakes?
They're just quite different. Yeah, they're
quite different.
Yeah, I'd put those in the reimagining category, right? Like, so
that's what I mean. Yeah,
they've taken the same plot, but like the way the game plays is totally different, and the way it's presented.
I mean, that's what I would expect. That's a good analogy. That they're doing a good job remaking games that are. You couldn't make a faithful remake of Resident Evil 1 and have it be.
It'd be a challenge.
You have to do what they
tank
did.
Controls, I guess. Like, it'd be a challenge. Yeah. And in fairness, that is what they tried, right, in the GameCube era.
Exactly.
There was that Resident Evil 1 remake that is well regarded, but it is a pretty faithful remake, like controls and all.
So yeah, we shall see.
I mean, I didn't mention it, but
they gave. I disapprove that they gave Link bed clothes. He's not just sleeping in his actual boots and shit. Why did you change that? We didn't need to see feet.
Are we going to see the putting the boots on?
Yeah, exactly. Is it just going to be like he's like that in bed and then it fades to black and then he has clothes on? Or are they actually going to go for the trouble of making an animation?
I did see a Reddit comment, someone saying, like, one day technology will advance to the point where video game characters sleep under sheets.
Yeah.
But not
presumably they
now
is
not
in
the day.
Kariko.
Yeah.
I mean,
fair.
not Kariko. Kiri. It'd be a big leaf. They'd be sleeping under a Deku leaf, presumably.
Yeah, a big Deku leaf.
Like, sleeping under the sheets feels doable with modern tech, right?
Yeah, but they never do it.
They never do it. But yeah, it feels.
I don't know.
Like
it would still have to be faked though, because whenever there's any fabric physics, you instantly get clipping even on the tiniest bit of fabric. And if you're putting a whole bit of fabric over another model, it's going to clip instantly. You'd have to fake it and make like a hidden invisible cylinder model that lays on top of the character model to kind of keep the sheet slightly further away from the character model.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because normally, I kind of agree with you, because most fabric sims, that's how they work. They tend to use them in like flags and things like that, where the clipping isn't going to be a problem, or if it is attached to a character, they don't care because it's an effect, and it's so they use it as what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they allow it to just clip pretty freely because that's not processing power they want to use for that. But if that was kind of the focus of the scene, I wonder if you could use something similar. I'm thinking to like modern hair tech in games is the parallel that's like in my mind. Like, could you use like Pragmata's hair tech to or how that works to to effectively lay a bed sheet? Like,
I feel like hair tech still clips plenty even in modern hair tech.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good now, but like. Yeah, again, to use Pragmata as an example, if you've seen the like Digital Foundry like breakdowns of how that game changes between platforms, it's like, yeah, they don't bother with any of that on Switch 2. For instance, it's kind of rendered old school on Switch 2, but like it's a very impressive looking model on PC and modern consoles. I wonder if that stuff correlates to bed sheets. I feel like it could be done. But maybe you need to set up the scene so that's where your rendering power is going into that sheet. The sheet sim. Do you think GTA 6 will do it? Is the question there.
It's Florida. No one's going to sleep under anything in Florida.
They sleep under the stars.
in Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
They sleep under the aircon, which we don't have. God damn. Anyway. Central Air, as they call it, right?
Well, I think that's a brand.
That's slightly different than aircon, right? Central Air is like central heating, whereas
it does both, doesn't it?
When we say aircon, we're thinking it more like the window attached box, right? That's only for individual rooms.
But they have like Central Air, which does both, right? And it's not like individual rooms. Yeah, especially in Florida. I mean, I think they have that in America in general, but especially in Florida, they have that.
Well, yeah, most hot countries have a general air conditioning system attached to the buildings. It's not that uncommon in the.
By the way, in film news, I watched a film called The Florida Project. Have you seen that?
Heard of it, not seen it.
It was really good. I was quite impressed that a film based around annoying little kids was really, really good. Recommend. Quite unusual.
I haven't seen intentionally watched a film for quite a while. In fact. So that was Nintendo. I suppose I sort of briefly mentioned Capcom there. I didn't put it in my notes, but they did announce, as everyone was expecting, Resident Evil Code Veronica remake as the next thing they're working on. And now everyone's asking, oh, so what's after that? That means Resident Evil 5 remake, right? Right? To which Capcom have been quite dismissive, saying, we don't really want to do that. Maybe they've reached the point where it's like it's too close.
Well, and they've reached the point where the games were the ones that people didn't like as much, 5 and 6.
Man, can you imagine a 6 remake? In a weird way, that would be the most interesting one of the bunch, surely. Like, can they make 6 good?
Yes, can they fix it?
Yeah. And that's news. Nintendo. It feels like Nintendo's missing something. We hadn't talked about Splatoon Raiders. They did have a bit about Splatoon Raiders, and there was a Treehouse demonstration suggesting that it's. I think we've got a bit of a better sense on what that game is now. You kind of are. There is a progression to it, but it's more about like going to levels and then scouring them and for things. Like it's almost like a loot shooter in a way. Like you're looting areas for stuff and then potentially using that stuff to make better stuff to go and raid harder areas. And there's the loop. So I guess a little bit of a blend of the roguelite stuff we saw before and maybe the more traditional linear stage-based designs we've seen as the main campaigns in the games. So maybe a blend of the two. Is that enough to get me interested? I don't know, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, I kind of am interested, but they haven't talked, like, it's everything they've talked about has been like a solo only experience, and there's like, when I immediately throw Salmonids into the mix, it's just like, well, I want to play this co-op. Like, so I don't know how I feel about Splatoon Raiders. Like, how are you feeling, Zach? Or have you not watched any of these?
I would be more interested if it was co-op, honestly.
Maybe we should go play some Salmon Run. I don't know. Too much
On
stabbing.
what, like Splatoon 2?
3. Oh, well, you didn't go in for 3, did you? I guess, but
No.
we could play 2. They'd still be running it.
If it's still up, I guess.
Yeah, they'd still be running it. That is news.
It's time for what you've been playing. What have you been playing, Rob?
Me?
I'm guessing Forza Horizon 6.
Yeah, obviously a bunch of that. I guess that would be the segue topic, but let's do that first instead. Yeah, I've been obviously still playing that, still pounding on. I don't really know how much to add to the conversation with it, other than like I guess I'm near the end of the main progression now in it. Like they're making it sound like I'm gunning towards. Well, I'm at the Legend event is next, as they've been calling it. So like I assume that's the thing that unlocks Legend Island, but then. I haven't got the like super long events yet that they always end a campaign with. I haven't got those yet. I'm at the point where it's like the majority of new events that pop up are the PR stunts, the PR event stuff, which is always the bits I find somewhat least interesting about the game.
Yeah,
but
I did spend a little bit of time just like I got in whatever my fastest R-class car was and just went around and doing as many speed traps as I could.
Yeah, I did a few of that. I noticed
all the on-road ones anyway.
Yeah.
Not the off-road ones.
Yeah, your speed trap, like I'm noticing it's like when I'm going through them all, it's like, oh yeah, Zach's faster. Of course he is, because it just presents it on screen. Yeah, Zach did this. Yeah, Zach did this.
But even with like the best R-class car I had, which was like, I think it's one of the Forza specials as well, so you get like a bonus to speed combo points or whatever. But even with that car, I was struggling to hit the top speed on some of the just high speed targets, not like the ones that require a bit of cornering or whatever.
Right, yeah. I put some effort into doing some of the drift stuff to try and see if I could get more than 1 star in any of them, and I still can't. Like I just can't figure out the drifting.
Yeah, I feel like I made a car that was getting towards being the right kind of feel to do it, but I still haven't, done it. I feel like gone through the whole process of doing that.
I feel like the trick is being able to do it at speed.
Yeah, you've got to have a car that's fast, but also has like the torque to burn the tires out, basically.
Yeah, and keep the momentum and not spin out. And it's like that is an incredibly tricky balance, and not one that I've got right. Or even on cars that I've won that describe themselves as drift cars, just not feeling it. Just can't figure out how to do it in those cars either.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried one of those. I've only ever tried making custom ones.
Yeah, I've tried building some, and that hasn't gone too well. And then tried, the ones that you gain through the progression, and like didn't have much luck with those either. So yeah, that's it. That continues to be a bit of a problem. I've seen like videos of like someone trying to do like all the way around the outside of the map in a single drift, like just keep the drift chain going. So it's clearly possible. But like, yeah, there must be very much something to the car makeup to make it doable. Anyway, I kind of think that it's the right choice from a progression standpoint to have the PR stunts unlock later, because they were kind of evenly spread through the progression normally before, but like there's very little point in doing them unless you have like the real top end cars, because they're all based on like maintaining your speed through here, jumping further, which is obviously attached directly to speed. I guess some of the dirt speed zones are somewhat better suited to, some of them are probably better suited to cars with better handling rather than speed.
Wow. Or just really fast rally spec cars.
Yeah, something like that, something like high acceleration. But those are trickier than the road ones, for sure. So it's probably the right decision to set it out this way. The Trailblazers in particular seem so weak this time around. It's like they've never been a great addition to the game, I thought, but like they seem like pretty short, pretty straight runs in this. Normally with like the terrain cleared for you in a straight line to the thing. So it's like there's just nothing interesting about them here. I feel like in maybe in Forza Horizon 4, where I think they were introduced, like there was perhaps something in the way sometimes that you might want to navigate around. Like, oh, this route is entirely along a river. I probably don't want to be in the river, so maybe I need to find another route to actually get there. So there was at least a little something to them. I messed around with the settings a little bit, trying to see if I could solve the like pixelated smoke thing, or like I found that like wires over the track with DLSS on could look a bit overly pixelated as well. Like it wasn't handling those, which is obviously a hard problem for any anti-aliasing solution, or like dealing with power lines and things that hang overhead. And I did find mildly smoother results by swapping to a TAA solution as opposed to using DLSS. I mean, yes, there was a bit of a performance hit to it, but not too much of a problem on my VRR main monitor, and it wasn't quite enough to take things off of 60 frames per second on my 4K TV when I stream it to that. So it seems marginally improved, but I think you do lose in other areas with TAA. So like the wires and the smoke seemed a little bit nicer for some reason, but the general aesthetic of the rest of the image seemed not as good as using DLSS. So in my opinion, I did notice another like DLSS quirk, like, and I don't know if I've seen in other titles, where it's like as the terrain reveals itself over a crest, there can sometimes look to be a very slight pixel smear. Is it kind of like, I don't know if and I don't think it's intentional, because if you think of like how heat haze works, right, you can sometimes get that effect as something like appears over the horizon, like the very first bit you see over the crest of a hill or something can visibly look a little stretched for some reason, like vertically. So either they're intentionally doing that but incredibly subtle, or it's a DLSS quirk. So I have noticed that when I'm sat like an inch away from my PC monitor anyway. It's fine when it's on the TV. It's not a problem. So I'm still having a pretty good time. I think all of my previous gripes are still there. I did do the thing that you suggested then, I think we talked about it in the video, where I have turned off the racing line. And I'm doing it all, I guess I'm raw dogging it. It's a different experience doing it that way for sure. And you're kind of right, you will suck for a bit. Yeah. Because it's worth doing a race multiple times rather than just blitzing through the content. It's worth doing it once, going, all right, I kind of know the lay of the land now.
I kind of get it now.
Yeah, let's go do it again and do it slightly better. I found Toge in particular is the hardest thing to adjust for in this way.
Again, is that my theory that it's really about the breaking point, not about the line?
100%, yeah. And of course that varies from car to car, and I think the line colouring mostly takes that into account, right? What car you're driving and how it's going to be able to turn the corner. Whereas I tried doing a Toge event, which was...
You flew straight off the cliff, did you?
Yeah, basically. It was like S2 classed, I think, Toge event, which is pretty hardcore. And I was doing it in an AMG 1, so pretty like a hypercar. And... was having a very hard time finding the proper braking point. If I was in front, so the AI didn't just ram the hell out of me, which is frustrating. Or, being able to then pick up the speed properly when I came out of the corner, because, boy, I think that S2 Toge event I did was one of those where it's just like, how the flip has this Toge car that looks like a NASCAR got more grip than this ridiculously aerodynamic hypercar that I'm driving? Like, this makes no sense other than AI cheating.
Well, the other trouble with that is that, it's aerodynamic, so when you're moving really slow in a hairpin, you're not getting that grip.
Yeah, I guess you haven't got grip, so it's... I just found there's just elements of that, like when you're getting to that level where it's just like, this car should have way more grip than... It just feels like it should have way more grip than it does on this road.
I wonder if that would actually be helped by deliberately making the car heavier if you can.
Yeah.
Because
you don't need to go as fast if you're doing a whole bunch of hairpins and stuff.
Sure, weight does seem to be a benefit to the off-road classes.
Yeah.
As a way of gaining grip on rough terrain. But I mean, I would imagine weight is a problem for events like Toge because you really need acceleration as a strong point.
Sure, but if it's like the S-Class ones, you should be able to use the power to compensate for the acceleration, but use the weight to have better grip.
Potentially. It's probably all in the tyres, but like when you get up to those classes of cars, it's like your options are somewhat limited because they tend to come with pretty good tyres.
Yeah.
So it's still a fun time. I think I want to see it through to at least credits in some form, but I
haven't seen credits. I don't know where the credits even are.
You didn't get them? Okay, interesting.
No.
So, when credits appear in Horizon games feels weird. I feel like I got credits really early in Horizon 3, in particular. I feel like I hit that point, really fast. But I can't remember. I can't remember seeing them in 4, and I did pretty much everything in 4. But
doing all the long races, I suppose I don't think it's credits, but I guess unlocking Legend Island where you're doing the event that takes you there, that sort of felt like an end of game thing, but not credity.
There's only been
one.
And
then, of course, there's the other stuff after that.
Right. There's only been one. There's been one event and one set of cars in particular. I think it's the Unlimited Buggies class, where there's a race across the golf course.
Yeah,
and the only car I had was the Aerial Nomad, and that has been the one experience I've had so far where I have felt this car is completely undrivable. I didn't have too much
problems with it once I set it up a bit.
Yeah, I hadn't upgraded it. This was stock because it was all I had at the time when I ran up to that thing. But it was just put even a modicum of power down, and that thing is spinning out instantly. And then when it snaps and corrects, it doesn't just snap a little bit; it snaps in 90 degrees, and you're like, ugh, how can you actually control this thing? It's impossible. I had real trouble with that. So I haven't done that event.
I don't know what
I'll come back.
I don't know what that car is set up for as standard. Is it actually set for off-road as standard, or is it actually kind of a track vehicle almost?
Well, a Nomad is supposed to be Ariel's off-roader.
Yeah.
So I would assume it's built that way a little bit out of the box, but maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, I can upgrade it to make it sensible, I'm sure. But
I only used it for a couple of races in the early game, but then from then on, I only ever used that Jeep and just kept upgrading that through all the off-road races.
Right. I did run into some. I think it's harsh to call them glitches, but some slightly repetitive, DJ moments. Where they would be, so when the Rocket Horizon Rush event came up, which personally I think has been the weakest of the Rush events I've done so far. I didn't the way the track drove didn't feel very good.
Sure,
the flow of it wasn't very nice. But I do like the idea of the Rush events. I like the fact that they had a time trial focused nice stage to do stuff in. That was kind of neat. But anyway, yeah, I found the DJ would for Horizon Baser, your boy Scotty Tyler, would say, oh hey, there's after I had done it, I'd boot up the game, and the first thing you hear him say is talking about, oh, there's this rocket event that's about to begin, and it's yeah, I did that.
Well,
and that's happened. That's happened a few times too.
Yeah. I think that happens every time because, every time the season changes, the announcers come on and say, "Oh, it's the previous season," and then after that, it suddenly the game catches up and then they come on again and say, "Oh, it's the current season." It's they've somehow misaligned their triggers by one step on the wrong side of the trigger.
Weird, yeah. It's super noticeable as well because you're just yeah, what are you talking about, mate? I did that.
It's spring. It's not winter.
Yeah, it's slightly weird, but still pretty good game. I don't know if I'll like max it out in the way that you appear to have, like with all the billboards and all the. I've never got all of the
billboards and stuff is easy. Like
they do seem easier than they have been in the past. But I haven't done many of the ones where you have to like jump for it or try and figure out a way to get there.
Those were the only tricky ones where it's like, it's on top of this building and you have to just look around the geometry in the vicinity and be like, where's the slight ramp that will allow me to get some launch?
And have I got a car that's going to be capable of getting there? Like if it's an off-road, one, like or the ramp is off-road, it's like, am I going to have enough stability to line this up properly? At the moment,
that's what Rewind's for.
The moment that answer has been consistently no. I'm going to need a more powerful vehicle with some off-road capabilities. I just can't accelerate to it on dirt.
I wasn't having too much trouble with the majority of them in just like the Rally Subaru Lancers I was using.
What, like A-Class, or did you push them past A-Class? Like...
I had an S-Class at one point. I don't remember what I was doing most of those billboards with. I think I was probably only using the A-Class. I think that I remember there being one of those jumps in particular where I did have to go really ridiculous for it. I don't remember what car I actually ended up using for that. Oh no, I got a like S-tier Yaris, but it wasn't technically rally spec'd. It was designed more for track, but it could manage the off-road well enough.
It's just a funny statement. S-tier Yaris.
And that car is one of the few that has the pointless, like, you can switch it to sport mode.
Wait, what?
What does this even do?
What? Well, it actually has a mode toggle available.
Yeah,
I've not seen that.
Yeah, I think that's the only car I've seen it on. Oh no, actually, there was one other. No, actually, I think this was still the Yaris I'm thinking of, because for some reason the Yaris. No, the Yaris had the toggle between sport and track, and then there was another car that I had that toggled between sport and drift.
Oh, huh. What do you even do to toggle that? Like, is there a specific button like for toggling modes?
You have to like fully stop and then left click the stick.
Huh. Weird. I guess, how did you spot that was a possibility?
Well, because it's on the UI.
Oh, is it?
It's just next to the speedometer or whatever.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just the
just
classic
right
squares with the words in.
Huh. Interesting. All right. I've never seen that.
But of course, what even is the difference between sport and track?
Sure,
what does that even mean? Sport seemed better for off-road, so that's what I was using whenever I was on an off-road bit, of course.
Yeah, well, that sounds right?
Yeah.
If those are the only two options. Can't put it in eco mode.
No.
Drive slowly.
And the thing, I don't remember what car it was that had the toggle to drift, but it was a car that I was like, why would you use this for drifting? This doesn't seem like a good car for drifting to start with. I think it was because it was a 4-wheel drive, and that's just like, that's not what you want. So why does it have a drift mode toggle? Unless that toggle actually is like, it switches it into rear-wheel drive almost. Like it turns off the all-wheel drive to the front or something.
Yeah. There's definitely less of the, on a different note, while I'm thinking about it, there's definitely a lot less of the, Horizon Stories stuff this time around. Which is probably a good thing.
But are they not better this time, though?
I mean, no, because you still can't skip any of the vocals.
Sure.
I mean, that stuff still sucks. I've done all of the camera one now, right? Which, I don't know, that really sucks. It's just drive to a place and take a photo. There is nothing interesting about that one at all.
Sure.
No challenge to it whatsoever. No. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't sit with me at all. There's nothing to do. I mean, it's somewhat similar to one that was in Forza Horizon 5, where you would be following some explorer's notebook or something to find these I guess they look like I don't know what the proper terminology is, but they were like totem poles, I guess, like tiki-esque totem poles that would only appear when you were on this mission. So if you wanted to go take a photo of them, they would only appear while you were doing that particular challenge. But that was a similar thing to the photography challenge. It was like, go find them in this area, take a photo of them, job done. Nothing hugely challenging. In a weird way, like the voiceover for those were at least a little bit interesting because they were kind of leading into the weirdness of, hey, these totem poles don't appear most of the time.
Right.
You have to catch them at a specific time of day, which means you have to catch them during the challenge, which could be at any time of day, I suppose. But, no, because it the game sets its clock to the challenge time. Blah 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 blah. They don't seem improved, is what I would say. Like, the story stuff doesn't seem improved at all. If anything, like there's a bit that's missing from this one compared to the previous ones, where you would have, like, in Horizon 4, for instance, there was a Horizon story that set itself up as like a taxi service. So you would be like a high adrenaline taxi service for the Horizon Festival.
Well, that's what the food delivery is, though, right?
Kinda, but you would get so that worked a little differently in the sense that the more stars you had with that story, the more passive income you would make. So you would log into the game and there'd be a message in your center saying, "Oh, you made $100,000 off your taxi business." And so,
okay.
So there was at least a reason to do the stories because they would give you, as I say, they would add to this like extra passive income as a sort of login bonus, I suppose. None of that seems here. So I don't know what the driving force to do them is, other than maybe I want that achievement for doing them. And even that food delivery one, which should be cool on paper, that feels underdeveloped because there's all those transitions between it. Like, get to the place, it stops, shows you the little cutscene of the food being handed over, and then does a slow pan back to the car like it does when you come out of a menu to then get going again. It's like, this would have been better as take a note from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, where their delivery game is just like snappy and Crazy Taxi like, and it's like, surely you could have spent the time to like build that into the framework a little better. Like, I don't know. There's elements like that where I feel like it's just like they're not pushing the series hard enough. Like it feels so safe at times. Like, yeah, obviously it's a visual treat. Obviously the driving feels good. Obviously. But they're just doing what they always do, and they don't break the mold in any way, or they don't try and do what they haven't already built into what the engine is capable of. And so, like, the thing that food truck one just seems like the perfect example. It just feels limited by what they already had, and they didn't really try and fix that. They're just lucky that they've got a really good driving engine, and that the actual racing feels good. The Bamboo Forest Rally Monsters level, that was a banger. Really enjoyed that one because that was high speed, like not good cars to drive. I was doing it without the racing line, so finding the tight line, and also it was like kind of punishing because the fencing inside the bamboo forest during the race like really slowed you down if you overclipped it. So yeah, you're still mashing through it because that's how Forza Horizon works, but at least it felt a little bit punishing to do so. Right, so there was at least there was good racing, basically. It was good racing, man. Enjoyed that level. Enjoyed that challenge. Put more time trials in the game, please. More of those time trial loops. Because I just enjoy running laps on those time trial circuits. I don't know why. I just find that quite nice, quite zen.
I mean, presumably that's what if you want to just do that, you can just go into Rivals, right, on a circuit track.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but you're not like running infinite loops on those, is it? Like, you're still getting you'll hit like start and then it stops when you get to the end. But
sure. But you still get the lap count on the ones that are lapped.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you're not going back to the menu quite so often.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, maybe Rivals is the experience I want, but then that's multiplayer, and like I guess.
I mean,
I think for it to have worked, I guess and I guess you and I have to have like set clean laps. I think that's how Rivals work, right? It only counts.
Yeah, although as we speculated the first time we played, it's like I think maybe if you just set a clean lap while you're doing the normal race, sometimes it just puts that into Rivals.
Yeah, I think it does. But yeah, I would argue now I've turned the racing line off. There are a lot fewer of my races that are clean.
It depends how it defines clean, I guess.
Not tapping a hard wall, I think, or not having a skill breaking collision with a car is I think how it counts that.
Hmm.
But does that count if you have the car abilities that give you like extra hits?
Good question. I don't know. I would assume not. Or if you've used like the AI cars as brakes to get round a turn.
Well, presumably that doesn't count. I mean, does count for breaking it because that's still a collision.
Yeah, that's not clean, is it?
It's definitely not clean.
The other thing about collisions on that front is that, in theory, you're allowed to hit the wall a certain amount because there's that specific skill of drift tap.
Drift tap, yeah. Although I think that doesn't break a skill chain, but like I think that's
what I mean.
Think that is
it's like you're allowed to hit a wall to a certain extent.
but I think that does mark you as unclean if you do that.
Oh.
Yeah. You get the little warning triangle of unsanitary lappage appears. Unhygienic lappage. Anyway, that's Forza Horizon. I don't know. It's like it is a good game. I still haven't, as I say, whenever I talk about it, I find it hard to talk about the positives with it because there's a lot of them, and it is good fun, and it is hard to tear yourself away from it once you start a session in it for sure. But it is hard for me to get away from. They haven't changed the problems. They're still there.
I'm still keen to play it at some point. But
well, yeah, both you and Zach, I guess, have been in the fortunate position when you haven't been so into the series, so it's probably quite fresh.
It's a good time to come in.
Yeah.
I feel.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, but I don't know now. I'm like, don't know if I want to wait for the PS5 version. Still get all the nice ray tracing that you're getting. Starting to reconsider the whole Steam machine thing. Maybe I should just get a PC instead, and then I wouldn't have to wait.
I mean, it would cost you 3 times more, but
yeah. But but I'll get those rays traced. I was thinking because obviously with the Steam machine, it's like you get the nice controller. Although obviously you can get that separately. Although it's sold out, I think, isn't it? But I don't know. You can get
it is at the moment.
Yeah. But I was like, well. Because you do this weird casting thing, don't you? But I would have the PC in the same room. I just need a long HDMI cable. So I looked into it, and you can do it with a cable that's active optical HDMI. That's the trick to make for long cable runs with HDMI. So that's apparently the way to do it.
I mean, in your room, if you put the PC in your desk, I think a regular long HDMI, because I used to just run a long HDMI cable in my old living room, right, around the room. Yeah. Like there wasn't anything fancy to it. It was just a long HDMI lead, and that was perfectly fine.
I think that would do it. I looked up these active ones, and they're not like massively more expensive or anything than a normal. It's just that seems to be the way to do it for like 8K if you want.
I don't know what do they call it? The sling length or something? I don't know what the sling length of an HDMI 2.1 capable cable is, but I don't think you'd have a problem in your room with a regular cable. You probably don't need an active, is what I mean.
Potentially, but either way, it's doable. Is the point? So then it's like the console convenience of you sit down, you press a button on the controller, it starts, and then you get into the game. It's like you would get that from the Steam machine, I'm guessing.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, you get most of it.
You can kind of get most of that just from big picture if you.
Well, that's what I mean. What would the process be? Sit at the desk, turn on the PC.
You could
switch the monitor, turn it into.
Depending on the intent of that PC, soon you'll be able to turn on that PC to the Xbox mode. and just get the
Right.
Xbox controller friendly
Right.
interface.
Can you get it so that the controller boots the PC into Xbox?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, Steam will just go into big picture if you hit the Xbox button on the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's really annoying.
Yeah, I turn that off.
Yeah. I think it is doable. So, and then I started looking. It's like, the situation with graphics cards is kind of weird.
It is very weird,
and it has been for like a year. Yeah. It's like the obvious sweet spot 5080 is like maybe doesn't have enough VRAM for the future or something, and the 5090 is twice the price because it's ludicrous. And it's like, and everyone's waiting for the 5080 Super to come out, but then there will be no supply of that when it does come out. So it's like, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, I was 5070 user because I feel like at the time I bought 5070 was kind of the bang for buck offering in the new in the new lineup. I mean, sure, if you can afford a 5080, definitely get it. But like I've had zero problems with my 5070 doing everything I throw at it so far.
Right.
So
that's the thing. It's just like, but the 5080 is it the same? It's the same amount of VRAM, isn't it? It's 16 gig.
Yeah, it's
right?
16
gig. And then the top of the line ridiculous doubles that to 32, and it's like it's like there's a gap. Something is wrong here with the.
To be clear,
16.
It's a 5070 Ti because I think the regular 5070 has less VRAM, but
so that puts it at basically very similar to the 5080, right?
Yeah, but I mean, in Horizon in particular is very good at exposing the stats for what it's doing with your RAM usage and stuff like that, and I think you'd get away with a 12 gig card, like for the amount of VRAM it's using. Like it's actually
for Forza,
it's actually very well optimized for that stuff.
Yeah. Well, maybe 5080 is the right thing then. I don't know. It's just because I do have it's a 4K TV, obviously, but then my monitor is a productivity monitor, really, but it is very high resolution. So I mean, if I was going to try and drive that,
personally, I think you just can't. If you're going 5070 Ti upwards, you cannot go wrong. It's not you won't have a problem. Like maybe we're not far from okay, if you want to run Doom: The Dark Ages at 60 FPS 4K with path tracing on, then maybe you'd start to run into some trouble. Because I don't know, Pragmata is calling to me at the moment as like a AAA game I would quite like to play at some point, and that's got a full-on path tracing mode that looks quite pretty. And it's like maybe I would like to do that, and maybe that would start making my system struggle.
Well, I read that Indiana Jones starts running out of VRAM at 16 gig if you put everything up.
Yeah, I played that on Xbox and didn't have a problem. But
yeah,
I didn't feel like I was missing anything.
No,
in the Series X
I've already
version.
got that. Yeah. Anyway, so that might be, and then we won't get the Steam Machine review if I get a PC.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, never mind. That probably makes more sense.
Yeah, there's rumours flying that thing's going to be announced very soon, and properly, and its pricing and its release date, like very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. But probably would still, if I got that, then I would still probably have to get Horizon 6 on the PS5 instead of that, right? Whereas if I got PC, it's like I'd do what you guys do, just play it on PC, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So it potentially makes more sense to just get a PC. Get rid of this old PC that's just sitting under my desk unused and get one that I actually want to use.
I suppose the other way to do it is you could lean into if you didn't go Nvidia, which I admit if you're going that hardcore it might be a risk, like go for an AMD based platform and then run SteamOS on it. You'd probably have a pretty good time.
Maybe
I don't know if the situation has changed, but like the problem with Linux has historically been that they don't have good Nvidia drivers.
Right, yeah.
So doing the hardcore Nvidia stuff on SteamOS would be tricky.
And then it would avoid all of the try and make Windows not shit.
Exactly.
Although I would barely use it, to be honest. But yeah, for that. I'd just be straight into the game because that's what it's for. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to be web browsing on it that much.
I don't know if my machine has got Xbox mode yet. I don't think it's rolled out to me. But I hit like Linus Test News, I suppose. Linus Tech Tips did a dive into Xbox mode recently, and their lab had a look at it and said, like, did this gain any real performance? And the answer is no. It probably used about half a gig less system memory. So they've got rid of half a gig of Windows bloat just hanging out in your memory, I suppose, your main RAM, not your VRAM.
Yeah, sure.
But did it actually improve game performance? No, it did not.
Not a jot. Okay.
So work to be done. Like, I still think the idea is solid. Microsoft should look at doing this to compete with SteamOS and do Xbox mode and stuff like that. But they clearly have work to do to figure out why a Windows game running in Proton can run better than a Windows game running on Windows.
Sure.
Baffling. So there's that. What else have I played? I won't really. I don't think there's much on my plate to talk about other than I started playing Replaced. So that game that has turned up in our Fantasy Critic for multiple years, that finally came out and is available on Game Pass. For those that aren't aware, it is a cyberpunk-esque kind of noir-ish in some ways action game, 2D action game, presented with a hugely appealing I guess it's an HD 2D like, I suppose, like pixel art, but in a 3D environment with very nice lighting and very nice stage dressing and some very nice animation on the pixel graphics. It's a really good look. I'm super into how the visual presentation of this thing. The way the camera moves is nice. Like, it feels like handheld and chunky, and so it sort of sways as you move around, like as if it's struggling to keep up. It's got it's a phenomenal looking game. I just really like all the texture work. Is crunchy and pixely. You get there are some bits in the game where it gets close up to some bits of machinery and stuff, and They break the rules of it being true pixel art, right? Because it's in a 3D world. But a circular object will be like an 8x8 grid of pixels, but it's just rotating in place. So the pixels are all rotating, and it's they're breaking the pixelation rules somewhat. But it looks great in practice. I would say Square's HD 2D is probably the closest parallel. It looks great. The story I'm finding reasonably interesting as well. I thought it would go at a slightly snappier pace than it is, but the idea is that this is set in America in the 80s after the Cold War went bad. So there are, I don't exactly know how it went bad, but there are pockets of radiation about. That is all you kind of need to know about how that went bad. And a corporation known as Phoenix is effectively the government now. They did such a good job at trying to solve the problem of healthcare and rebuilding the country with the radiation sickness being a part of life, that faith in politicians disappeared, especially after Watergate, which apparently still happened in this universe.
Okay. Is that before the diversions point? Yeah, okay.
But for a different reason, which I found kind of funny when I stumbled upon that. It's just a little bit of lore in the background. It's all right, Watergate happened, but for a different reason. So they now run the country. You play as a character called Warren, who, during some sort of incident at the lab you're working at, your body has effectively been taken over by an AI assistant you created called Reach, and it is not clear whether Warren is still alive in there. So you're playing as Reach, which is a great setup because it means you don't really. You're kind of as unaware of things, I suppose, as your character is somewhat unaware of the world as you are. So it works well as a setup for the game. So you're going around, and Reach obviously had its purpose in the system of the world, but you are discovering that the records don't match up with reality as you go through this thing, as you quickly find out that it's the Phoenix City Police Department who are storming the lab, and it's like, aren't they the good guys? Why are they attacking us? Why are they murdering all of our guys? Arg, run away, let's escape the city. Oh, it's really bad out here. It is a waste, like a semi wasteland, I suppose, outside of the city walls, and things aren't quite what they seem, and people out here are known as disposals because they've donated, willingly or otherwise, their organs to the people inside the city and are disposed of outside the city. It gets quite bleak quite fast. But it's a great setup, and it's like it's the way it's reveals details about it to your unknowing self is slow but nice. So yeah, most of what I've discussed there you can figure out in chapter 1, so that's not hugely spoilery. But it's it's a neat. I'm finding that element of the story pretty neat, and it's pretty well done. Does it progress particularly fast after chapter 1's revelation of all that? No, not really. Like it's you are mostly set up to try and get back into your mission, so to speak, is to get back into the city, to get back to the lab, and Reach wants to basically give Warren control of his body back. So at the point in the game I'm at, which is just over halfway through, I believe that is still the case. So yeah, all of that I think is really well done and really, really very nice. Like, as I said, I just cannot. At times, I just cannot get over how good looking and how in a stylish way this game is. It is, Unfortunately, that's kind of where my praise stops, because it is excessively slow in spots. The pacing is kind of weird. It's kind of a So there's like 4 states of gameplay in this thing. You're either in a chase sequence, which generally suck. Oh no, let's say 5. The chase sequences, which is like pretty much how the game starts, but they generally suck. Primarily because there's I don't know, there's a tripping mechanic that's somewhat annoying. Like if there's a little like lump on the floor, you have to jump it dramatically rather than just, like a person would just sort of run over it. So you're doing like that caught me off guard in a couple of moments where it's like, what, you didn't just run over that? All right, fine, I'll jump over it next time. They are almost zero tolerance in terms of you being able to make a mistake of any kind. Like, make one mistake, you're going to get shot. Go back, repeat the sequence, please, which can get pretty old pretty fast. And it's somewhat hampered by the fact that your movement is kind of an animation-first design, if that makes sense. You do, like, if you're doing some of the platforming, like climbing up rungs and jumping between spots, you can't do the next action until the previous animation has finished. And so knowing when that timing is can be a bit of a problem. It's like, you're like, do it fast, and you push the button, and he doesn't, because he hasn't finished the previous animation yet. And it doesn't feel like it's necessarily doing command stacking in the way you would like it to. Kind of like how a fighting game, like, you can sometimes input ahead of time to a certain extent, and the game will then just cue that up to the next appropriate moment that it could execute that action. It's like something like that would have made sense here. But it doesn't really do that, so that can make some there's one sequence in particular I just did where the timing is so incredibly tight that it would feel like you've done everything right and you'd still get shot. And then you'd do it again, and then for some reason it would be worse and you'd get shot earlier, and you're like, what am I like? And eventually I did just kind of get through that sequence, but I had absolutely no idea why on the run I did get through, why that run was faster than any other run. Or it let me through. So yeah, the chase sequences are kind of a myth for me. They seem thematically nice and visually nice, but not playability wise nice. Similarly, like there's stealth sections which are just like avoid the big red light, which are easy and boring. To be honest, it's like there's nothing massively interesting about them. I guess they add to the tension. They are atmospheric generally, and like add to the tension of the situation you're in. But they're boring to play. There's nothing interesting there. There's a town-like area you go to, and those tend to just be kind of a fairly excessively long walk back and forth fetch questy type section. Like go talk to this guy, then go talk to this guy, then go talk to this guy. A lot of that is optional, but the distance you travel in that hub seems a bit too far. So it feels like you're doing a lot of walking. So that's not super great either. And then we get to the combat, which has potential. But again, I think because of the similar reasons I mentioned about the animation first design and the command stacking, it doesn't ever feel like it's 100% clicking with me. Like, you've got to treat it a little bit deliberately because of the animation system, right? Go at it a little bit Dark Souls-y, I suppose. Like, don't just mash buttons and hope you'll be able to just dodge out at any moment, because apparently you can't. That's not really a thing. It's a little bit that way, but not 100% that way. But it also tries to do like the Batman model in 2D to some extent. Like, see yellow mark above someone's head, try and counter it instead of beating them. Like, see a red marker, you gotta dodge that one. And it does start adding mechanics to that later on, like being able to reflect bullets or armored enemies. You've got to use your pickaxe against in order to break the armor before you can start doing damage. And there's a gun that you charge up by using your kinetic baton, I guess. So the more you beat people up, the more you eventually charge up a gunshot, and the gunshot is super effective against stuff. So there's a logic to it. My problem is that it doesn't always feel good to execute the stuff because of the animation delays, because of the way sometimes multiple attacks come at you at once, and it's hard to parse in the moment exactly which form of defense would make sense. Like, do I want to just dodge this? Do I want to reflect this? Because sometimes reflecting a bullet against someone who's doing a red attack makes sense because it would take them out of the red attack because they've just been shot. It's I find the combat kind of clunky. Like, it's not quite there. The idea seems good, but it's not there. And my final disappointment is the audio presentation. I don't think that's particularly strong either. There's nothing hugely wrong with it, but the music feels weak and like just in the background at all times. Like it doesn't feel like it hits hard enough with that kind of 80s synth wavy vibe it's going for. Some of the sound design doesn't feel particularly strong either. Like, even Gnome pointed out at one point, it's like, have you got the sound turned on this game? Like, and I'm like, yeah, it's just a particularly noiseless section that I'm in. And there's a few of those where it's just a really quiet experience. So yeah, mixed bag, I would say. Like, huge praise for the visuals. I love the visuals. They are something else. Really pretty. And they will be driving me through the experience, I think, primarily. But gameplay needs work. Like, the rest of it suffers. Little bit of a shame. I can see why it's a swimming in sevens review score.
Kind of review.
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it for sure. Hopefully they stick around and do something else, and hopefully they keep their style and just tighten up the gameplay and something else. So yeah, that's pretty much the other thing I've been doing. I haven't really done much retro in the last couple of weeks. Guess trying to use my Game Pass as best I can until Star Fox drops this week.
Okay, we'll hear about that next time. In the meantime, what's been on your Game Pass, Zach?
Apart from Forza.
Apart from Forza, yeah.
Yeah, nothing else really.
Nothing else, yeah.
On Game Pass. And I also still haven't got round to playing things like No Man's Sky or whatever. Things I haven't been playing. Haven't got round to doing that expedition. And I don't think need to talk about some of the other things I only played a little bit of this week because I need to play a bit more of them before we can actually talk about them. But I guess there was a Steam Next Fest, so there's been a couple of demos happening.
I saw Kotaku saying this might be one of the worst Next Fests there's been because of the amount of AI content on it.
Well, yes. It is really obvious when you just scroll down the list. It's like, wow, look at all this trash. But then if you just go look at like the highest rated or whatever, it's like, yep, those seem like the ones that are probably the important ones to look at.
Yeah. Kotaku, I want to know if you'd be interested in this because it feels like something you might. Like, Kotaku pointed out, I forget, was it called like Iron Gun or something, which is like a turret simulator. Like
I've seen people talk about that, but like that's one of those specific type of simulator games that I feel like you don't like. Power Wash Simulator, obviously the sort of classic version of that, but that's like not even a game, and that's what those simulators tend to lead into. And I feel like, maybe from the little that I've gathered about that turret simulator, is like that might be better with co-op for like team working it.
Interesting.
Like having a spotter and then having the guy loading the gun and whatever.
Huh. I mean, that sounds kind of
I don't actually know. But yeah, the only demo that I have actually played, and there's another one that I kind of need to get to before it disappears tomorrow, but the only one I've actually played was the demo of Factory Town 2, because obviously I played the original of that, so I was like, I guess I should look at the new one, which is weird, because it feels too much like exactly the same game.
Like not much of a sequel.
Yeah, it's like the main thing that's changed is it seems like they're trying to make it so that instead of the progression being split into like individual levels like it used to be, where it's like, this level is the train level where you now have trains, so the map is designed for train transport routes or whatever. It seems like they're trying to just make it one continuous progression by essentially having the island you're on get bigger over time. Like you just create more land essentially. Because the kind of other weird thing that they changed is instead of it just being about like making the town happy by supplying them stuff, now you've got this big talking volcano that lives in the middle of the island that you have to feed shit to. And the more quality the items you feed it, the faster your volcano bar goes up or whatever, that unlocks new terrain.
Huh.
And progresses the tech tree in some ways. So yeah, it's like...
So it shapes IO, but like it's a volcano, not a void.
Yeah, pretty much. But they've just kind of tried to like weirdly stick a sort of story into Factory Town, which didn't have anything like that before. I mean, it kind of did because of the progression of the missions, where towards the end you're like feeding this temple for unspecified reasons, but now there's kind of more explicit reasons. And the other thing they changed, which is kind of, I just think, a downgrade, but to make it, I don't know, maybe they're trying to make it more mainstream appealing, because they kind of simplified the logistics in a specific way, which it's weird because it simplifies the early game logistics, and I think it's meant to encourage you to get into the actual logistics faster. Because what they've done is, so in the original game, you had your population, which was just a number, but you could spawn your population in as like individual people, or if you were making like a cart that could carry more, that counted as like 2 population. So it was like, it was balanced that way, whereas like if you make the train that can carry a lot more, that counts as like 4 population or whatever. So you had that, but then the way you would control that was it was like a from to system. Like you'd select the unit, you'd be like, pick this item up here and take it over here. And then that was how you transfer between buildings without building conveyors or whatever. And so in the sequel, what they've done is basically simplified that system by making it so that when you add workers to a building, previously that used to just speed up the production speed of the building. But now when you add workers to the building, they kind of inherently act as the logistics system for that building. So they just automatically go to where the raw materials are and get them.
Huh. All right.
Which then means if you aren't automating the raw materials being transferred into that building, then that building produces much slower because those workers are too busy hauling shit around instead of working inside the building.
Right, yeah. It becomes their job to make the facility do something.
Yeah. So that's like, it's trying to encourage you to move to the logistics more, importantly, more critically to make it work better. But I don't think the game does a very good job of explaining that. I think that they've tried to make it more like, simple for new players or whatever, but I think they've actually kind of made a mistake in that you only realize that is a thing if you're like paying attention, whereas people who are less experienced in this kind of thing will just be like, well, the building's working, I've put 5 people in it and it's working now and it's making the thing.
And then
they won't realize that that's like an inefficient use of their population, where like they might even build a new building and just put 5 more people in it and double the production that way, instead of like, if you just ran the raw materials in there with belts, that would make that building twice as effective because the people would actually be working in the production part.
Build another truck.
Well, that's what the population cap is preventing you from doing, though. That's the problem.
All right, there's a pop cap. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird because it is substantially pretty much the same game, but just with these slight adjustments that if you've played the first one, it's like, is this appealing as a new game? Maybe not.
How is
but
it?
If you're coming to
How is it launching? Is it like early access or will be in early access?
No. I haven't actually seen. Let me look at it's coming soon to early access. Yes, it's currently only a demo.
Yeah, so pre-early access. Okay, so there's room at least for this stuff to shift around.
Yeah, I mean, from what you can see in the demo of like the tech tree and stuff, it still has a lot of the same items and things. It's the same progression. It's like, you make the wood planks and then you make the wood planks into wood wheels and you make wood wheels into conveyor belts. And it's like, all of this is very the same. And maybe it will be different in the late game, but obviously you can't see that from the demo.
It must be quite a difficult problem to do a sequel of a factory game. Right,
yeah.
So it's different enough from the first. I mean, I guess Shapes managed to pull it off, right? But then that's a fair difference between the two, I suppose.
Kind
of. At least presentationally.
I mean, the 3 layers thing for Shapes is obviously the main thing that makes it substantially different. Is like allowing you to get the 3D space to work with, and therefore have the buildings that work on multi-layered stuff, like stacking the shapes, rather than it just being 2 inputs on a flat building. But yeah, making a sequel to any kind of factory game is going to be a problem. Like, I don't know, like, there's never going to be a Factorio 2.
Right.
But that's why you make a DLC, right? That's what Space Age was for. Like, you expand the game you already have.
Keep building on it. So it's an interesting and perhaps restrictive play for a developer, though, to get kind of locked into that. I mean, Factorio, I guess, can do it because it's one of the bigger ones. So, like, expanding is a no-brainer in some ways. But if the first one didn't necessarily hit as big, and you think like you make the play for a sequel to try.
I mean, I feel like that is kind of the other thing that they're doing with this is that like the first one, you could sort of feel the like smallness of the development, where it's like it's clearly. Even in the UI and stuff, it's like, it's kind of janky and kind of naff looking in certain areas. It's like, obviously, if you're going to make a sequel, but in that case, it's like, you almost don't want to call it a sequel because it's basically just like trying that same concept again, but better. It's not actually a sequel as in like, it follows on and improves from those mechanics. It is just the same again. It's just more clean.
A second stab.
Better made.
Yeah. A 1.5.
Yeah.
A remaster.
A reimagining.
A reimagining, yeah. I guess it is a reimagining. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, tricky.
And then the other game that I haven't played yet, but I mean, if I get to it before it disappears tomorrow, because apparently this is one of those demos that's going to go away, they've just, released a demo of the sequel to The Witness, the new game.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Jonathan Blow's back.
Yep, he's back.
I mean, it's not a sequel, but it's...
No, it's not actually. It's just the sequel in time.
Right. Blow's new game, basically.
Yes, a new puzzle game of some kind.
Okay.
It looks like the kind of game that Zach will like.
Yeah, well, maybe. I haven't even booted it up yet to be able to see.
Was it called Order of the Sacred Star or something? Isn't it?
Order of the Sinking Star. For some reason.
Star. Okay.
I mean, judging by these screenshots, there's a lot of water involved. So
it looks a bit like Pack Block. I don't know. No, not really. That's what he's been doing for 10 years. It's like trying to create the ultimate puzzle game. He comes up with Pack Block.
But it looks like it also has the like mirror puzzles from like Zelda, like reflecting the light beams and stuff.
Yeah. In one of the worlds, it looks like it's like, you know, it starts off with
Witness or whatever, where like different mechanics for different areas
and then they start to stack. Yeah,
but is he going to have a twist like the Witness?
Yes, that would be where is the secret twists?
Yeah. Man, I mean, that is something to be excited for. I mean, I'm now a little bit disappointed we don't do our Game of the Year podcast. You can remind us all about it at the last possible minute.
Well, that was if it even comes out this year, I guess.
Is it between this and this? What do you think, Zach? Motherfuckers, it's the Witness. Like, it's one of my favourite things we've done on this podcast. And then we're just like,
of course it's the Witness.
And then we're just like, oh yeah,
of
course it is.
Often flow. I end up because he's such a weird guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess he gets a kick out of it, but he seems to stream on Twitch constantly. I think it's Twitch, like while he's working, sort of.
Yeah,
but he's not really working. He's more like looking at the chat and like just mouthing off about programming and stuff.
The problem of Twitch streaming in any case, even when you're just playing a game, having to pay attention to the chat constantly.
Yeah,
he's like constantly talking about how productive he and his team are compared to everyone else, while he's just faffing around answering stupid questions. And like, it's taken him like freaking 10 years to make this game, but he seems to have done it because he got I haven't got the full story, but I think he got pissed off with like programming languages and compilers, and he was like, I'll make my own. And so he made his own language and compiler and then made the game.
And made a game in it.
Yeah, I think so. It's called Jai. But there are a lot of, and I watch them because they're entertaining, but him just complaining about the state of, and I like it because I'm like still basically a web developer, and he just shits on web development in general constantly as being not really programming at all or whatever, and that's always quite funny to watch. But yeah, he has like opinions, but I don't know how. And so he's like streaming, and like he's got a webcam, so there's like a tiny picture of him at the bottom, but mostly what's on screen is this game, but in super debug, like graphics not finished, whatever, where he's just sort of wandering around the levels, like doing nothing, and then switching back to the code, and it just sits there for like 10 minutes while he mouths off about something. It's really weird. Anyway, so I really hope it's good. He put out a trailer for it, which was just him in that style. I think he knows he's got this weird brand from this streaming. So instead of having a normally produced trailer, he just sort of introduces himself in that kind of weird abrasive style. Did you see that, Zach?
No, I didn't see that one.
It's not very long, and he's talking about how it's coming to Switch 2 or whatever. It's like a Nintendo announcement trailer, and it's only 5 minutes, but he's like, hey, made this game. It's really weird. He's such an oddball. And obviously he's extremely clever.
Obviously, yeah.
But quite strange. Strange man. So we'll see. I think you'll almost certainly like it, Zach. But whether it'll be Game of the Year, I don't know. Probably.
Depends when it comes out. It might not be Game of this year. Who knows?
It'll come out in November, just to be the one game that comes out next to GTA.
On the same day. just because.
Yeah.
I bet he would do that.
Overlap, probably, between GTA and the Jonathan Blow game.
That would actually be quite clever, because even the people who like it would probably be happily play both, right? Because they're so different, right?
Sure, yeah. I need my palate cleanse from GTA. I'm going to go Blow.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the other bits and pieces that I've played, but I guess yet again, there's been more Rocket League upgrades. I mean, they're doing the World Cup at the moment, so you can like get the country flags actually matter now. So you can like rep your country, and it adds to some weird like hidden tally or whatever. Where on the main screen it's like Saudi Arabia is currently winning. You know? It's like okay, but once again they've yet again made more changes where it's just like these changes should have been here forever. Because remember I mentioned. Probably quite a long time ago. I think this was a fairly old change, but they made it so you can see where you're about to respawn when you get demoed. Right. So you're not just completely blind. They've now changed it so you can pick where you're going to respawn.
Oh, interesting.
So you can just move the stick left and right to choose one of the 4 spots along the back.
Huh. Yeah, seems kind of nice.
Yeah. And there's another change that this must just be an option that I haven't turned on because I didn't even know this is a thing until people started commenting in the chat. But I think there's an option that you can turn on so that when it does the replays of goals, it does it from the player's perspective instead of like the global camera. So you can see what the actual person saw while they were doing it.
Right. Interesting.
And the only reason I know that's a thing is because people are commenting about my shitty camera.
Oh, really?
Because I use like the ancient, basically default camera, and everyone has been told over the years, oh no, you have to use the camera, the settings that the pros use. You have to turn up the FOV and set the angle at this and whatever. But I still use almost default settings, so every time I score a goal, people are like, what the fuck is this?
Interesting. Yeah, because I always left it at roughly default as well. I think I changed some of the snappiness or something, or fixedness of the camera, but what do they call it? The fluidity or something?
The stiffness.
Stiffness, yeah, I think that's the phrase. But yeah, I left it mostly stable. Yeah, interesting. It's funny that that's a thing. I guess that's
funny for me.
I guess it's an indicator of the people that are still playing the game.
Yeah. But you know, I just take that as another one of my personal indicators of being like, I'm good enough at this game, even with these shit things that people think are bad. But they're not. It's just that you have to be used to it. You have to be good at the game in a different way to the way that everyone gets told to be good at the game.
Sure.
It's the same way as like I never bothered to learn dribbling or any of that shit.
Yeah. You kept it fun. You kept it real, man.
Yep. I didn't waste time training. I just played the game a lot.
Talking of football, do you have any thoughts, Zach, on the England's opening effort?
I haven't even watched it or most of the games, actually.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched most of the games, obviously, but like I did.
I mean, you don't watch the whole games.
No, I did watch all of the England game, but just because I feel like it's a thing you do.
Necessary.
Yeah. There's an element of that to it, and I'm not sure I'm as on board. Like, obviously, people are happy with the spoilers if you haven't seen it, I suppose, with the
I saw the score.
Yeah, with the 4-2 result, but I don't know. I don't know that score really reflects how we looked, and everyone's.
But isn't that always the case with England?
I know.
When they do win, it's still shit.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as confident as I guess as other nations winning do, like when Brazil wins or when Portugal win, or I guess Spain are the favourites right this year. Like there's a. I mean, I'm not sure I've seen that from any team that I've had a look at this year so far, but like I tend to think when other nations win their games, there's an obvious prowess to it. But what do I know? I guess I'm not a pundit, but like, yeah, I watch England, and I was sitting through the first 30 minutes thinking, we look ropey as hell. And yes, the 2 goals we conceded in that time were ropey ass goals. Like our defense was
just think
shockingly
you're right,
bad. But
it's always the same. It's like England is usually on paper really quite good, but they always make it as hard as possible on themselves, and probably just the pressure of freaking England, like or Britain in general, I suppose, but England particularly being the home of the Premier League and like all the some of the biggest. Well, probably the Premier League is the biggest league in the world, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And they always make it as... I'm sure there's big leagues in South America and everything, and there's just as much pressure on Brazil or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like there's always like this weight of expectation on England that just makes it really hard, even no matter how good they are.
I mean, I'm not a strategy expert in football by any means, but like they were doing the thing that I think Zach and I always like when we were watching Ipswich in the Premier League like a couple of years ago. We were just sort of, and we were watching the other teams on Match of the Day do like, and the number of pass back to keeper mistakes was quite high.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Some years it's been real bad,
and it seems to be a core part of England's strategy is the like hold it right at the back. I think the analysts were calling like using Pickford as the extra man at the back, right? And I'm like, and there's just a bit of me at all times just going, I don't like this. This feels super risky. Like, I know they're like good enough players that the likelihood of that happening is low, but I feel like we saw it enough in Premier League football that there's a bit of me just going, don't do that.
I mean, it's always going to be a thing because, like, as much as now that it's a tactic or whatever, they train the goalkeepers better for it.
Sure,
they're still goalkeepers. Yeah. It's like they're not meant to do that, really.
I mean, a bit dismissive, but yes, I see your point. Yeah. The funniest thing about, I say funniest, it is kind of bad in many ways, because I was watching it was on ITV, so I was watching their coverage, and they had, I believe her name is Gemma Hayes, who was the coach for the Lionesses during their victory seasons, I suppose, during their victorious campaigns. They had her doing analysis with a chalkboard that was... Their set's kind of weird. I think it's not really a virtual set. It's kind of just like looks like a big open area. A little bit like that bit in the GTA 6 trailer where she's wearing that sparkly dress and the camera is focusing on her ass. Sort of looks a bit like that environment, if that makes sense. That's one for Dan. But like she's doing like on a chalkboard in an area off to the side of the set that has like kitchen cabinets and stuff around. And of course Noam and I immediately noticed that and thought, like, this set planning doesn't seem particularly well advised. We'll have the one woman on the team in a kitchen. and then obviously the next day I see that the Daily Mail has obviously run with that as well. And I'm like, oh crap, am I a Daily Mail person? Accidentally. Anyway. Come on, England. Look like you're doing better. I mean, can't complain with the result. Obviously, can't complain with the result.
Do just as well, but just look cooler while doing it.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want us to look cool.
So what is it? Croatia on Tuesday? Is it? That's the hard one, I presume, in the group.
No, we played Croatia. That was the the game.
Sorry. What is it then?
Oh, I've lost track. It's either which one it is next. It's either Ghana or Panama, I think. So should be easy games the next two.
Yeah, that's easier then. Okay, fine.
I believe Ghana and Panama are both the lowest ranked teams in the competition.
All right. Okay.
So we've got a good group. We've got a good group, as it turns out. So
cool. All right. Is that what you've been playing then, Zach?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, the other things that I've played, I haven't quite played enough of to really talk about yet.
Opinions are not formed.
And there's a couple of patches and stuff coming as well, obviously. Still.
Okay. Well, we better sign off and come back with a Star Fox episode, I guess.
Woo, yeah.
It's been a newsy one.
There was a Steam Deck dock firmware update that still doesn't fix VRR for me. Tested. There you go. Extra bit of news for you.
Okay, and now the news is finally done. Thank you for joining us, listeners. Check out our YouTube channel, Happy Salad. We got gameplay footage of Forza Horizon 6, as discussed, and plenty of Skies of Arcadia Legends as well.
Yeah,
so check it out there.
I'm trying to think what I'll do next, actually, because now we've got quite a few in the hopper now. So it's like, do I do Skies next? Do I do a couple of our backups next? I don't know. Is the Skies break going to continue? We shall discuss. Mystery is afoot.
Well, find out the answer to that mystery on our YouTube channel and catch us back on wherever you caught this podcast for another one in a couple of weeks' time. We'll catch you there. Bye.
Oh wait, I didn't stop it.